Sir, I have a doubt.
क्या पहले पहले है अभिषेक.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask as an example. Sir, I have done swimming for 3 years. So, what are the questions that can be asked if I mention that?
बेटा अभी तो आएगा ना तो मैं बताऊंगा. Okay. First of all, where you used to go for swimming practice? Have you taken part in any competition? If you have taken part in any competition, name the events which you have taken part, which stroke you do it, how much you used to practice. अब तुमने अगर कंपटीशन में पार्ट लिया तो तुम्हारा 50 मीटर या 100 मीटर में कितना टाइमिंग कितना है, ठीक है. ऑल दिस. या
Okay, sir.
प्रतिम दुबे.
Sir, I have doubt that can we write Olympiads and extra co-curricular activities?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, keep putting your hand down. Okay, now how many few still left? I'll just wait for 1 more minute and then I'll start today's class. Yeah, Rahul.
Sir, I have a fair amount of interest in cosmology, so I can put it in my interests.
Yes, certainly. Anything you want to put, you put it, but just remember, you should retain, you don't say ki I used to have. You should be having now some knowledge about cosmology. What is cosmology? Okay.
Yes, sir, I see YouTube videos about it and read about it, so it's fine.
As long as you can answer about it, you must write as an interest.
Okay, sir.
अभी मैं बताऊंगा उसके बारे में, ठीक है ना, और बताऊंगा उसके बारे में, ठीक है. ओके, कीप पुटिंग योर हैंड डाउन आल्सो. ओके, फाइन. 20. Okay, we'll start today's class. So 2-3 have left, so let them be late now. Okay, so yesterday I talked about the interview technique per se. कि इंटरव्यू में कैसे कैसे क्या क्या होता है. एंड at the last end of the class I told you about the various part of the interview and मैंने विभिन्न भागों को बताया था. And then I said that today I'll be talking about each of them in detail. So इसको आप ध्यान से सुनना है हर बात को. I'll be going deliberately and wherever required I will be also be repeating on the fingertips कि ये चीज पूछी जाएगी, तो आपने उसको ध्यान में रखना है और जो भी नोट कर सकता है नोट करते जाओ. Don't just leave it for the recording part. Now, number 1, I said as you sit down on the chair, after that what happens that जो मैंने बोला था कि आपकी पल्स रेट भाग गई ऊपर, ठीक है. कई for many candidates that pulse rate have still not come down. Secondly, that you have to get adjusted to the environment of the interview room. Thirdly, you would like to listen to the voice of the interviewing officer. How does he speaks and how will he be talking? What is his diction and what is his volume? Okay. And fourth is from the other side that even the interview officer is watching you. He is looking at your confidence and then he would like to hear your voice, the way you speak and your volume. If it needs to be corrected, then he would like to tell you to raise your volume or nothing. As also, he is also understanding that your pulse would be would have risen. So he is also giving you some time to settle down. Now, it is not that he wo aapko baithe rehne dega. So the moment you sit down, he would have asked you, okay, to just check back that your name is this. So you will say yes. And then he will ask you, he will get into talking mode with you. And that is called small talk. Now, this is the informal part. Now, what all things will be asked as part of small talk? So 95% of the chances, the questions which will be asked as part of the small talk are of generic nature. What are these? The first one will be related to your stay at the SSB. Okay, so he will be asking that how is your stay? Are you comfortable? What did you have in the breakfast? What did you have in your lunch? Okay, is the food tasty? Do you want to give any suggestions for improvement? Such like things. The second topic would be what I was telling you yesterday when I was talking about the in the PIQ form, that the three places which I was talking about, the place of maximum stay, permanent stay and the present stay. So उसके बारे में जो भी मैंने जानकारी हासिल करने को आपको बोला था कि आपको आना चाहिए, उसके संदर्भ में ही the question will be asked that okay, how did the whichever name you will say कि I belong to this place, you have already written your in the names in your PIQ form. So I see that you belong to say Calcutta. Okay, so what are the places of interest in Calcutta, or what are the infrastructure development which are taking place out there? What is it that you sorry, what is about Calcutta which you feel needs to be improved upon? ऐसे ऐसे करके जो है क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे. तो आपने अभी आपको पहले ही बता दिया कि क्या क्या तैयारी करनी है. तो ऑल दोज थिंग्स शुड बी नोन टू यू. रिमेंबर, दिस स्मॉल टॉक is just about for 2 to 3 minutes. So do not try to give a very lengthy answer कि मैं तो पूरा तैयारी करके जाऊंगा और सबकी सब उड़ल दूंगा. Just listen to what is being asked. वही बताना है. Okay. So if the question is related to the places of tourist interest or places of historical importance, then don't try to start narrating the complete history behind the name of the place and other aspects. टाइम आपको 2-3 मिनट मिला हुआ है, उसमें अंदर वही बताना है जो पूछा गया है. क्योंकि अगर ऐसे आप करोगे कि जो पूछा जा रहा है वो तो नहीं बता रहे, लेकिन कुछ और ही बताना शुरू कर दिया है जो आप प्रिपेयर करके आए हो, so that means you are not attentive, you are not focused, and you are just giving out what you have learned by heart. Okay, so do not give such an indication. The third topic which can be asked is about your journey to the SSB location from wherever you are coming. That is, what is the mode of travel you adopted? Did somebody accompany you or you are come all alone? If it was a day journey, then who were your co-passengers? Did you have some chit chat with them? What was the topic did you discuss with them? And such like things. Beside this, there may be other questions which are again of generic nature, nothing very complicated. So just keep your mind cool, and it is just to break the ice. And both of you, that is the candidate and the interviewing officer, are weighing each other कि कौन कितने पानी में है. आपको तो उसको जज नहीं करना है, आपको यही देखना है कि how he speaks. Okay, and that's it. But he is looking at you that आप घबराए हुए तो नहीं हो. Your confidence is good, your power of expression is good, and that's what he is trying to measure up. Okay, after these 2-3 minutes are over and the small talk is over, then a general remark will be made by him, and it is called the opening remark or a general remark. So this opening remark indicates to you that now the interviewing officer is switching over from the informal small talk to the formal part of the interview. Okay, and this small talk, this opening remark is common for everybody. It goes like this. So I am saying it, and this is what will be generally be narrated. Plus minus थोड़ा बहुत कुछ हो सकता है, लेकिन this is the way it will be given out to you. In the next 35 to 40 minutes, we'll be talking about you, your education, your family, and your spare time interest. I got a fair amount of idea from the PIQ which you have submitted. Now we shall discuss these aspects in greater detail. Feel free to answer. तो ये बताया जाएगा कि भाई ये एजुकेशन के बारे में, फैमिली के बारे में, स्पेयर टाइम के बारे में आपको पूछा जाएगा. और इसके ऊपर जो फोकस कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि इन 3 चीजों के आपके ऊपर रैपिड फायर फॉर्म से क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे। अब वो रैपिड फायर क्वेश्चंस क्या क्या हैं, अब वो CIQ 1, 2 और 3 में आते हैं। अब हम उनको एक एक करके आपको बताएंगे उसके बारे में। So firstly, coming to CIQ 1, Comprehensive Information Questionnaire 1. This is related to your education and associated aspects. Now, what all things will be asked as part of it, I will be telling you, and in the last, I will be giving out the rapid fire. Okay. The first is your education record. Now, in the PIQ form, you have given your education record starting from 10th. However, for NDA candidates, the education record will be asked starting from class 8th onwards. So you have to tell about 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th minimum. Okay. 12th, if you are studying, then you have to say like that, I am still studying in. Just give me 1 sec. Somebody at the door. Yeah. So education record. So you have to say about starting from class 8th onwards, working up to the present level, that is the 12th, or whether you are in first year graduation, wherever you are. Now, again, there are so many things. There are so many columns that which school did you study, or what was your percentage you have scored, which board, or the language in which you are being taught. That is Hindi, English, or mother tongue, and achievements. So whatever is being asked, only that tell that much. So if you are being asked about the percentage scored, then just tell about percentage scored. Don't start narrating everything. Okay. So because whatever is not being asked, perhaps that will be asked as part of counter questions. So understand this, but you should be prepared for all the columns, whatever information is there. So I am repeating this, that in the PIQ form, you have mentioned about 10th, 12th, and graduation, whatever is applicable to you, that you would have filled. But you will be asked about starting from your class 8th onwards. So prepare accordingly. Number 2, you will be asked about the subject which you like the most and the one which you did not care much about. So I have told you that the subject which you like, you decide. Now, it is not class-wise कि 8th में क्या अच्छा था, 10th में, 10th में क्या अच्छा था. It is across the board, whichever subject you like the most. Okay, so that within that subject, for answering purpose, counter questions, you should be prepared with at least 2 chapters and some common sense questions. Okay. Number 3 will be about your participation in various extracurricular activities and sports and games. Now, all the activities which you have already mentioned in your PIQ form. So, education के बारे में आपने पैरा नंबर 7 में लिखा हुआ था. अभी ये एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज, स्पोर्ट्स एंड गेम्स के बारे में आपने पूरा जो मेंशन किया हुआ है एट पैरा नंबर 11C एंड 11A, उन दोनों के बारे में बताना है. Now, remember that when the counter questions comes, whatever sports or extracurricular activities you are going to be mentioning, or you have already mentioned in your PIQ form, I've already told you that as far as extracurricular activity is concerned, know about in detail of what you did in that activity. It cannot happen that you said, oh, it was long time back when I was in class 8, so I have forgotten, sir. If you are mentioning it, obviously you should be ready to be cross questioned. It cannot be that लिखने के लिए आपने लिख दिया कि आपकी वाह वाह हो जाए, लेकिन क्रॉस क्वेश्चन ना पूछा जाए, तो this is not on. Okay, so therefore you have to understand that if anything you are mentioning, counter questions will be asked, so prepare accordingly. Similarly, when it comes to sports and games, if you are mentioning anything, even casually, then you should prepare the rules and regulations and the dimensions of the sporting field. Suppose, as I said, I gave you an example that if you are saying football, then you must know the dimension of the goal post or the length and breadth of the football field and basic rules. Something like what is offside, what is how much, what is the time of play, how is that extra time given, on what basis. So ऐसे करके आपके पास काउंटर क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे. So prepare accordingly. Fourth will be about the teacher whom you like the most and the one with whom you are not much impressed or you were not much impressed. Now, whom you like the most, again, it is across the board. आपने जो 8 से पढ़ाई करी है अभी तक, उसमें आपको सबसे अच्छे टीचर एक का नाम या दो का नाम मैक्सिमम बताना है. And the second part of the question is the teacher with whom you are not much impressed. I am not asking you the teacher whom you do not like. So do not start your answer by saying that, sir, there is no teacher I do not like. I like everyone. I'm asking the teacher with whom you are not much impressed. और ऐसा कोई बच्चा नहीं है जो कोई ना कोई टीचर तो ऐसा होगा जिससे प्रति आप थोड़ा सा दूरी रखते हो. क्यों? क्योंकि उसके पढ़ाने का तरीका, उसका बर्ताव विद स्टूडेंट्स, उसका चेकिंग करने का तरीका, उसका अटेंडेंस इन द क्लास, रेगुलर इरेगुलर व्हाटएवर इट इज. सो फॉर दैट दोज रीजंस यू आर नॉट इम्प्रेस्ड. कोई टीचर पूरा किताब से पढ़ के बस चला जाता है विदाउट एक्सप्लेनिंग. The fifth thing is about your friend circle. How big is your friend circle? And amongst them, who are your very close friends and why do you consider them so? So कितना बड़ा फ्रेंड सर्कल है, मतलब कि आप आसानी से फ्रेंड्स बना लेते हो कि आपको थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है, or you have few friends or a big friend circle, your whole class is your friend circle, whatever. And जो close friends हैं जिनके साथ आपका काफी उठना बैठना है, minimum you should be taking 3 to 5 names. Okay, एक नाम लेकर कि मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड ये है, उसके बाद खत्म नहीं करना है. And again, all these answers are not class wise, it is across. चाहे वो 8th क्लास का है, चाहे 10th क्लास का है, चाहे 12th क्लास का है, अभी का है, पास्ट का है, but who are your 3 your best friends? Take at least 3 to 5 names. And these best friends are those with whom you have shared your inner feelings. Okay, they know you well and you know them well. अब ये 5 चीज तो पूछी जाएंगी. अभी दो ऑप्शनल चीजें हैं. पहली ऑप्शनल चीज, now from the PIQ form, I told you are supposed to be filling about the third column, income column, for you in respect of your parents, father, mother, and your siblings. Now, if the total income of your family is a shade below what we, in our perception, depending on wherever you are staying, is below par, then we will ask you this question, that did you face any financial difficulty for funding your education? Only then, otherwise we will not ask you. और सेकेंड ऑप्शन वाला जो है क्वेश्चन, वो आपके एनसीसी से रिलेटेड है. ओनली इफ यू हैव फिल्ड पैरा नंबर 10 which is related to NCC, then this question will be asked, that what all activity you took part in as part of while you are in NCC? Which all certificates have you obtained, and which all camps or major activities you took part in? So ये क्वेश्चन तब पूछा जाएगा, उन्हीं को एप्लीकेबल है जिन्होंने एनसीसी में पार्ट लिया है. So I repeat, the questions which form part of CIQ1. Number 1 is your education record as given in para number 7. Number 2, your favorite subject. So you may pre-decide which subject I will talk and what topics I will tell. And the subject which you did not care much about. I'm not talking about the subject which you do not like. The subject you did not care much about, मतलब जिसमें आप time कम देते थे for revision or for reading or whatever or studying, because either that subject carried low weightage or you are not much interested कि बाद में तो इसको छोड़ ही देना है, or you were too confident about it कि मेरे नंबर तो आ ही जाएंगे मेरे. Number 3 is related to your extracurricular activities, sports and game as given in para 11C and 11A. Fourth, related to the teacher whom you like the most and the one with whom you are not much impressed. Fifth, about your friend circle, how big it is amongst them, who are your very close friends and why do you consider them so? The 2 optional questions, one related to your financial well-being of your family and that you did not have any financial problems for your studies. And 2 is related to your participation in NCC. Now, having told you about all these questions, now I will tell you how the rapid fire question will come. All these questions will not be asked one by one, but all of them will be thrown at you all together, and you are supposed to answer them one by one on your own. There will be no repetition until you forget कि मैं हमने क्या पूछा था, और फिर आप बोलोगे sir anything else or have I missed anything? तो आप पूछोगे तो आपका जो नंबर है वो थोड़ा कटेंगे. तो इसलिए जो है ठीक से सुनना है कि क्या पूछा जा रहा है और वही बताना है. If you can tell all the things in the same sequence as asked, very good. But if you are not being able to answer in the same sequence but in different sequence, change sequence, then it is good enough. But what is important is that you should not forget. Okay, now I will be saying the rapid fire questions. So now I'd like to know about your education. In that, firstly, tell me about your performance starting from your class 8th onwards, working up to the present level, that is the percentage scored and the achievements made. About the subject which you like the most and the one which you did not care much about. Your participation in extracurricular activities, the ones in which you have taken part and made some achievements to your credit, include your performance in various sports and games too. I would like to know about the teacher whom you like the most and the one with whom you are not much impressed. Your friend circle, how big it is. Amongst them, who are your very close friends and why do you consider them so? Did you face any financial problems for funding your educations? Regarding NCC, what are the activities you took part in and what are the major achievements you could make? You may begin with your class 8 performance now. So this is how it will go. Okay. Now, having heard all of this, I hope everybody has noted. Now, certain cross questions I will tell you that what all can be asked. As far as your education record is concerned, so if your graph is upward moving from your 8th onwards, very good. If it is a flattish then okay, it is okay. But if it is a downward graph and or a up and down graph, that is sometimes you get more marks, sometimes you get less marks, then you will be cross questioned of why so, what happened, what was going wrong. So you have to be prepared accordingly. Also, you know, after those who have cleared the 12th, you will be asked about, you may be asked about that which all competitive exams you have, appeared or are going to appear, and what are the results. So if you have appeared in JEE or any other exam, BITS or VIT or anything, then don't start saying, sir, what rank did you get? Sir, I have forgotten, sir. Sir, I don't remember. You, you have just appeared in those tests. So if you say like this, that means something wrong with your memory. So better remember whatever you have done post 12th and what you are doing now. If you have taken admission in the graduation program, okay, so with what aim in mind you have taken admission in that particular subjects. So all such cross questioning will be asked. As far as the subject is concerned, the favorite subject, so obviously some questions will be asked, in-depth questions, to know that whether you can explain those particular topics, whatever questions are being asked, or just that you mugged up, you got the marks, and that's it, you have forgotten now. So prepare accordingly. Extracurricular activities, sports and games, I've already told you what all you are supposed to be knowing. Same questions will be asked, cross questions will be made to you about the details of each activity in which you have taken part. As far as the teachers and friends are concerned, I will cover these personalities along with the personalities which will be appearing also in the CIQ2. So all personalities, there are a total 5 personalities जिसके बारे में क्वेश्चंस किए जाएंगे. तो सबकी सब क्वेश्चन के सब पर्सनालिटीज के लिए जो क्रॉस क्वेश्चंस हैं तो उसी प्रकार के रहेंगे, तो हम सबको एक साथ कवर करेंगे. As far as the financial aspect is concerned, so depending on if you are not facing any problems, because in your school it was a government aided school and there was no fee, then it's okay. Or some guardian was helping you out, then it's okay. So such like answers you have to give out. And if you were actually facing some problems, then what were your aspirations, where you wanted to study but could not study because your father's or your family's pay was below par and it was difficult to fund your education in a good school. Okay. लेकिन जो ऐसा बच्चा कोई अगर आता है और तो उसके लिए हम फिर वो देखते हैं कि चलो ठीक है, लेकिन जो भी फैसिलिटीज उसके सामने आई घर के पास या स्कूल के अंदर, क्या उस बच्चे ने उस अपॉर्चुनिटीज और फैसिलिटीज का फायदा उठाया कि नहीं, कि सिर्फ कहने के लिए कह रहा है वो. ओके. As far as NCC is concerned, whatever you have learned in NCC, do revise. Whether you fired a weapon, so which weapon, और उसके जो characteristics है, उसका caliber कितना है, उसकी लेंथ कितनी है, उसका वेट कितना है, उसमें बुलेट्स कितनी आती है, on which target did you fire, उसके अंदर तुम्हारा जो ग्रुपिंग बना वो कितना बड़ा बना, फिर जब अगर आप कैंप में गए हो तो वहां पे क्या क्या एक्टिविटी करी, whether you took part in the order guard competitions or some skit or some drill competition or some march past competition, whatever. So in as short and crispy way, you should be able to answer them. Any questions in CIQ1 before I move to CIQ2? Everybody clear in CIQ1? Okay, great. Very good. Now, okay, thank you, good. Great to see that everybody is understanding what is being told, and that's how it should be. बट जो मैं बता रहा हूँ उसी प्रकार से प्रिपेयर भी करना है, ये नहीं कि बस जाकर घर में सो जाना है, तैयारी भी करनी है एसएसबी के बिफोर, ठीक है, पहले से। अभी आते हैं हम CIQ 2 के ऊपर। अब ये सारी क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग खत्म हो जाएगी और हम सेटिस्फाई हो जाएंगे, उसके बाद ही जो है CIQ 2 स्टार्ट होगा। CIQ 2 is related to your family and associated aspects. इसके अंदर first is related about details about your family, the same what you have filled in para number 6 about your father, mother and your siblings regarding their education, occupation and income, same बताना है। Number 2, about the activities and at home for which you are personally responsible, that is जो आपके माता पिता ने आपको इंचार्ज बना रखा है घर के अंदर, whether it is about cleaning the home or doing up your room or cleaning the utensils या payment of bills or purchasing of grocery, जिस जिस चीज के लिए आपको ड्यूटी आपको निभाना है ऑन वर्चुअली डेली बेसिस। अब सब बच्चे तो नहीं करते डेली बेसिस पे, लेकिन जो आमूमन जो आप करते हो तो उसके बारे में बताना है। Third is whenever you have problems of personal nature, whom do you share with and with whom do you share your secrets? तो आपकी जो भी problems हैं, whether it is related to your studies, whether financial problems, whether some tiff with your friend, or you have adolescent some problems, okay, so those, whether you share them with your parents or your siblings or your friend, and similarly your secrets. Okay, so you should be ready to think beforehand कि अगर हम एग्जाम्पल पूछे जाएंगे तो कौन सा एग्जाम्पल आप बताओगे। Number 4 is about your friends in the neighborhood. If you are a boarding type, then your friends in your dormitory with whom you have spent so much time. Okay, so friends in your locality or in your society with whom you sit in the evening for so much time. So if they are of the same age, what do you do? Besides, if you are in a society, obviously you would be taking part or organizing with them many activities like fete or some mela or some festivals, preparation for them. Okay, and there are some competitions being held in the society, so you may be taking part in that. If you are in your dormitory, then obviously it is about senior junior thing. So how do you control your juniors? How do you share and care for them? How do you treat them? And also who is your best friend? So like all those aspects. The fifth is related to how much pocket money do you receive and how do you spend it. So that is for them, for those candidates who are not generating their income themselves, that is some income from their tuitions or such like things. If you are receiving some money, now so many of you will say, sir, I don't get pocket money. अरे ये आंसर कैसे हो गया? Some money which you are borrowing from your parents or they are giving you for your mobile charge, if you have a motorbike, for your petrol, for your stationery, you take it from them and you spend them. ठीक है, उनकी वो duty है, but on monthly basis, how much are you getting money from them for expenditure on yourself? Sometimes you go for eating out either alone or with your friends, or celebrations of your own birthday or your friend's birthday. So you borrow money. Okay, so all of that added together over a period of 3 months, divided by 3, that is the pocket money you will be talking about. And then you will be talking about how do you spend it. So various aspects, like mobile recharging, how much percentage on eating out, or getting gifts and all, so like that. However, if you are a earning type that you take tuitions and all that, yes, so how many children are you teaching, and how much do you charge? Okay, on what basis do you charge that much? So all such questions will be asked. Okay, so these are the 5 things. I will repeat again. The first is related to your family as given in para number 6. Number 2 is about the activities at home in which you are personally get involved. Number 3 is about your personal problem sharing and secret sharing. Number 4 is about your friends in the neighborhood or in your dormitory if you are in the boarding. Number 5 is about money matters, either your pocket money or the money which you earn. So these are the 5 things which are going to be asked. How does the rapid fire question go? Now, this CIQ2 will be asked to you after the assessor is satisfied with your क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग, पूरा उसने खत्म कर दिया, उसके बाद ये पूछा जा रहा है. तो इट विल गो लाइक दिस. Okay, so that is what I wanted to know about your education. Now we will talk about your family and associated aspects. Firstly, tell me about your parents, your father and mother, their education, occupation and income. Similarly, about your siblings, what is the age difference between you and them, and their education, occupation and income. When at home, what are the various duties which are assigned to you? Whenever you have problems of personal nature, whom do you share with, and also with whom do you in whom do you confide your secrets? What about your friends in the neighborhood, and what all activities you carry out along with them? And how much pocket money do you receive, and how do you spend it? So this is the second rapid fire questions. Now you see that in this CIQ2, there are 3 more personalities which have come: your parents, your siblings, and your neighborhood friends. और फर्स्ट CIQ में टीचर्स थे और फ्रेंड्स थे, close friends. Okay, so when it comes to teacher, okay, which aspects of your teacher which you like or appreciate? जिस टीचर से आप impress नहीं हो, so what was the reason for not being impressed? So how did you cater to that? Similarly, the teacher whom you like, give an occasion that he or she appreciated you, or the way he or she guided you, if you are talking about it, then give an example. And thereafter, after guidance, after receiving guidance, how did you perform? तो इस प्रकार से क्वेश्चंस चलेंगे. When it comes to parents, I'll come with the friends and siblings together. When it comes to parents, it is about, that what are the things which you appreciate in your father or mother, which is that area where you feel that your father or mother, they need to change with time, which is that particular subject where your ideas are at variance or different from that of your father or mother, which is that thing which you keep doing, for which you are checked by your father or mother. The last time when you got some scolding, what was the issue and how was it resolved? So what are the things which your parents appreciate in you the maximum? So इस प्रकार के अलग अलग क्वेश्चंस चलेंगे. When it comes to your friends, the close friends I am talking about, and siblings, Now, obviously, they are of the same age, and these are the two people with whom you are spending maximum time. तो इस प्रकार से चलेंगे वो. This is both for your friends and siblings. So, what are the 2 things or 3 things which you appreciate in them? What are the 2 areas where you feel they need to change to become better person? Similarly, counter that what are the 3 things which they appreciate in you? What are the things which they tell you to change or improve upon? In what ways are you better than them? In what ways they are better than you? Give me an incident with which friend you did the most naughtiest thing. Okay. Did you get caught? And if caught, then how did you salvage the did you salvage the thing which was going on? What is the most adventurous thing which you have done in life and with whom? What is the most challenging thing which you have undertaken in your life? A friend with whom you had a tiff and with whom you stopped talking for a little while before you again became friends. With your siblings, more questions are about what are the gifts you exchange, how do you share and care. If you are a single child, so what are the advantage and disadvantage of being a single child? Okay, so all such questions can be may be asked. अब ये नहीं कि सारे के सारे पूछे जाएंगे, कुछ इसमें से आपके लिए पूछे जाएंगे. So as if you are preparing like this, that these are the 3 or 5 friends which you will be naming, so उसके अंदर उनकी जो पर्सनैलिटी है उसको आप अपने मन में दोहराओ कि हाँ इसके साथ ये अच्छा ये अच्छा ये अच्छा है, ये कमी है ये कमी है, like that. Nowhere, I am repeating, nowhere. अभी neighborhood friends के बारे में बताऊंगा. Nowhere, wherever you are talking about shortcomings, एक या दो चीज. At the same time, you should not go into a, verbally आप उसको पिटाई करवा दो. 1 2 3 4 5 सारी कमी कमी कमी. बेस्ट फ्रेंड है लेकिन सब कमियां ही उसमें है. तो इतना भी क्रिटिकल नहीं हो जाना है. Remember that. नहीं तो you are axing your own feet that you have a social adaptability is not so good. When it comes to your neighborhood friends, obviously your interaction with them it a little distance वाला. Friends and sibling के साथ काफी close वाला होता है, but your neighborhood friends के साथ या dormitory friends के साथ है relationship, but थोड़ा सा loose relationship. मतलब कि इतना thick वाला relationship नहीं है. But at the same time, whatever activities you carry out in their company, that you should be ready to answer. So if they are of the same age, it may so happen that you are in the evening, you sit together to discuss GE topics, general awareness, or exchange notes, or go out to play, or go for run, or building up stamina. So many activities are there. Besides some activities which are related to wherever you are staying, such as some festival celebrations or some mela is there, so organizing that. Okay, some development work which has to take place, some hobbies is things like gardening. Okay, so all of such things you can talk about. Now, having discussed these personalities, what are the other things? One is about the activities at home. Now, whatever you say, अगर आप फट्टा मारोगे तो पकड़े जाओगे. So something if you are saying that you are responsible for getting groceries, हम पूछेंगे कि okay, when was the last time when you got the groceries? Sir, just before coming here, 5 days back. Okay, what all things you purchased? Sir, tomato, potato, like that. Okay, so what is the cost per kg of tomato and potato? So just saying that is not enough. You must know these things in detail also. Okay, superficially, आना जरूरी नहीं है, अगर आप डिटेल में बता सकते हो तो वेरी गुड. If you are saying that you have paid the bill, so when was the last time? Sir, 15 days back. Okay, how much did you pay? It was a UPI payment. This much I paid. So what is the cost per unit? How many units of electricity were consumed? And what is the unit per cost per unit? तो अभी आप तो बिना देखे पेमेंट कर देते हो. तो यही देखा जा रहा है कि do you, when you have been assigned duties, do you perform it seriously? और कि हाँ पेमेंट कर दो, जितना आया है कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, पापा को तो देना है, बिना चेक करिए आपने पेमेंट कर दिया. तो लाइक दिस. देन कम्स योर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एंड सीक्रेट शेयरिंग. सो जो भी प्रॉब्लम आप बताओगे तो उसके बारे में वैसे ही पूछा जाएगा कि ओके, सो उसमें अलग अलग प्रॉब्लम जो भी आप बताओगे कि कैसे सॉल्व करते हो और क्या क्या है. तो इट डिपेंड्स फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन, वॉट एवर यू आर गोइंग टू स्पीक, based on that the cross questioning will be taking place. Okay, and the last is about the money matters. You don't have to go penny by penny, एक रुपया वहाँ एक रुपया वहाँ, but in percentage terms, that how much you are spending on your smartphone recharge, how much on your petrol if you have a vehicle, how much on eating out, how much on gifting to your friends or siblings, whatever. Any questions in CIQ2? Okay, good, very good. Now, yeah, Vinu.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Sir,
Good
there
evening.
is a question I have heard that the assessor may ask you that what is the courageous work you have done in your life till now?
Yeah, I
As
told
we are,
you. Yeah, I told you about adventurous thing and challenging thing. तो challenging thing वो courageous thing ही हो गया.
so sir, as we all are students, so there will not be that courageous thing. So,
नहीं बेटा,
what kind of things we can
एक मिनट
mention?
या सो अभी इतने सारे चिल्ड्रन अवार्ड आते रहते हैं कि नहीं होते, कि किसी 6 साल के बच्चे ने अपने 2 साल की बहन को पानी में डूबने से बचा लिया, ठीक है, या किसी को चोट लगा, कोई एक्सीडेंट हुआ तो उसको हल्ला उल्ला करके उसको हेल्प बुलाई और उसके बाद उसको बचा लिया. कोई सो मेनी केसेस कीप्स कमिंग अप. चिल्ड्रन अवार्ड में देखो तो बहुत सारी केसेस आ जाती है कि जहाँ पे आपने बहुत बड़े काम किए हैं और यू हैव गॉन ऑन अ एडवेंचरस ट्रिप. 10th 11th 12th के बच्चे जाते ही हैं फॉर अ हाइकिंग. ओके, यू हैव गॉन फॉर ट्रैकिंग सम प्लेस. वहां पे आपके कोई दोस्त गिर गया, उसको कैसे बचाया. ओके, so courageous thing is something related to where your physical toughness और या fear factor था फिर भी आपने उसको किया. या दीपांशु. Yes,
Hello.
दीपांशु.
Good evening, sir.
बोलो.
Sir, is it bad to have a lots of the friend? Because I have a huge friend circle, sir.
अरे बाबा, यू मे हैव अ ह्यूज फ्रेंड सर्कल. तो मैं बोल तो रहा हूँ कि आप बोलो कि आई हैव गॉट अ ह्यूज फ्रेंड सर्कल, बट क्लोज फ्रेंड्स आप वो 3 से 5 ही बताओ, क्योंकि हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है इतना सारा सबके बारे में पूछने का. आई कैन डिस्कस मैक्सिमम 3 to 5 फ्रेंड्स ओनली. आप बता भी दोगे तो मैं क्या करूंगा, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, if you have told me 10 names, I am going to discuss only 3 or 4 or 5 maybe. ठीक है ना. अब जब मैं ये वाले क्वेश्चंस पूछूंगा जो अभी मैंने पूछे थे, इसमें अप्रिशिएट क्या करते हो, तो आप लगा लो आपको 10 फ्रेंड्स के बारे में सब कुछ याद रहेगा कि क्या बोलना है किसके लिए. यस, और इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट,
It will be difficult, sir.
है ना. तो therefore that's why I'm saying 3 to 5 names only. Understood? या लोकेश.
sir.
Jain sir.
Yes, Jayant.
Sir, my doubt is like that I am currently 12th appearing student, and from the past 2 years, I have been taking coaching for JEE mains, and I have been in a dummy admission for in the school. So should I be clear with that that I am taking I have taken admission in dummy school, or I must say that I am just studying in a school like that?
Yeah, you can say that not you dummy school तो नहीं है कि आर कोचिंग सेंटर इज एफिलिएटेड टू, मैं करेक्ट वर्ड बता रहा हूँ, वो अभी वो बोलोगे तो और अच्छा रहेगा, ठीक है, और तुम खुद सोचो कि ये अच्छा रहेगा कि नहीं रहेगा. माय कोचिंग सेंटर इज एफिलिएटेड टू दिस स्कूल फॉर
Okay.
बोर्ड एग्जाम. अब ये अच्छा है कि जो तुम बोल रहे हो वो डमी स्कूल वो अच्छा है?
No, sir, the thing which you said is the better.
तो इस तरह बताना है.
So, sir, I should say that I have been studying in this coaching, taking coaching, and my school, I have been affiliated to this school.
And the coaching center is affiliated to
That's
coaching
this
center
is that
affiliated
school.
na, coaching center is affiliated to this school. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, having seen the CIQ2, now we come to CIQ3. Before I start the CIQ3, the importance wise, in time wise, if you see that for CIQ1, almost 15 to 18 minutes will be taken up. If there are too many activities which a candidate is showing in his extracurricular and sports activities, it may get extended to 20 or 22 minutes. For CIQ2, it will be just about 12 to 15 minutes. And when it comes to CIQ3, it will be just about 8 to 10 minutes. So you can also see from here the time given, the weightage part of it also. Now, when it comes to the spare time activities, hobbies and spare time activities. So number 1 is about your hobbies and interest as given in para 11b. Number 2, it is what is your routine on a working day and how is it different on a holiday or Sundays. Number 3, what are your reading habits? Number 4 is what do you like to watch on TV? Number 5, how do you use internet to your advantage? So I repeat again, the first is related to your hobbies and interest, which you have already mentioned. You have to just repeat it. The second is about your routine on a working day and how is it different on a holiday and Sundays. Okay. The third is related to your reading habits, whether newspaper, magazines, storybooks, fiction, management books, personality development books, whatever. Fourth is your TV watching habits, and fifth is your usage of your internet. Now, how does this CIQ goes? This will be after the cross questioning of CIQ2 is over. So it will go like this. That gives me a fair idea about your family and associated aspects. Now tell me about your spare time activities. Firstly, tell me about what are your hobbies and interests, and how is your working day routine on a working day different from that on a holiday or Sundays. What do you like to read, and also what do you watch on TV? How do you use internet to your advantage? So it's a small CIQ, and this is how it will be said. As far as hobbies and interests are concerned, same what I said about sports and extracurricular activities. Similarly, you have to be prepared for this. And I was taking PIQ, personal information questionnaire. So I was telling you what all you things you should be ready with. As far as your routine goes on a working day, it is fine when you get up and get what time you get ready by so much time. Thereafter, you proceed to school. You come back by this much time in the evening. Okay, you are resting a little bit and then preparing for your whatever homework you have got or whatever study period. It's all okay. But when it comes to your Sundays and holidays out there, when your aim is to join the armed forces, it cannot be that you are saying that, sir, I get up by 10 o'clock in the morning and then have breakfast, and then I go to sleep. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, I watch TV, some movie, and in the evening, I go out with friends to enjoy. In the evening, I enjoy with my family, and then go off to sleep. अरे सर के ऊपर जब SSB बैठा हुआ है, तो you need to be preparing for it. So therefore, you understand that when your aim is to join the armed forces, what all is required. So at least, if not on a working day, at least on Sundays and holidays, you take out time to prepare for it. So that is, if you are able to showcase, very good. Otherwise, not so good. So if you say like this, that I get up in the morning at 6 o'clock, go for a run, and thereafter come back and do some exercises. Okay. Then after breakfast, have a small rest, and then I sit down 1 to 2 hours for preparing my general awareness, general knowledge, current affairs, whatever. And in the afternoon, fine, after lunch, you take rest. In the evening, you go out with friends, those friends who are also appearing for various competitive exams, and discuss GD topics. In the evening, I spend time with my family, and in the night, I study subjects, my school subjects for 1 or 2 hours, and go off to sleep. So see the quality of the answers. Understand, यहाँ पे हम मजाक करने के लिए आपसे क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ रहे हैं, यहाँ पे आपका सिलेक्शन चल रहा है. So accordingly, you have to have that maturity and tactfulness to answer the various questions accordingly. बच्चों वाला आंसर नहीं देना है, मैच्योर्ड वाला आंसर देना है. When it comes to your reading habits, so whatever you say, whether you are reading newspaper or your storybooks or your fiction or whichever author you are talking about, whichever newspaper you are talking about, you should know a little in detail. न्यूज़पेपर अगर हो गया, जो भी नाम लोगे, उसका एडिटर कौन था, कहाँ से पब्लिश होता है, which particular page you spend more time, whether front page, editorial page, sports page, which page. When was the last time when you read the newspaper? 3 दिन बाद, 4 दिन पहले, जो भी आप बताओगे. Okay, what were the headings? अभी बोल जाएंगे. Headings बता दिया, तो अच्छा अभी ये बताओ कि उसके अंदर डिटेल, क्योंकि हम तो पढ़ते ही रहते हैं. So that much in depth. Similarly, whatever books you have read, what are the learning lessons? What lessons have you learned? What about the author? What kind of writing does he or she is doing? What are the other books the same author has written? सब हर एक बुक में लिखा होता है कि by the same author. So these things should be known to you. If it is about management books or your personality development books, so what are the lessons learned from this, and what have you adopted in yourself, in your daily routine or in your personality as such? Has it helped you in any way? तो ऐसे करके क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे. When it comes to TV watching, it is not about you watching soap opera, Kapil Sharma, Laughter Challenge. It is all about that you watch TV, अपना news, your panel discussions. You also watch some channels like National Geography or some sports channel. So that when it comes to internet usage, it is more not about your YouTube and playing esports. Okay, it is more about you gaining knowledge out of it from Google search and YouTube podcast and such like things, or sports. Okay. So like this, you should be preparing and answering. तब हमें लगेगा कि ये बच्चा सीरियस है, और ये बच्चा जो है, he or she understands that what the candidate is aiming for in life and preparing accordingly. Any questions in CIQ 3? Okay, good. Now, that's great. Now, having seen the CIQ 1, 2, and 3, after this will come the general awareness part. So there are two ways of being asked. I give the initiative to the candidate. Okay, what are the various topics which you are aware of, which are happening nationally and internationally? तो मैंने आपके ऊपर छोड़ दिया कि आप बताओ टॉपिक्स. Okay, so at least you should name 3 to 5 topics. Not 1, not 2, but minimum 3 and up to 5. तो 3 ही बताओगे तो आप कम पढ़ते हो, 5 बताओगे तो हम समझेंगे हाँ पढ़ा है इसने. और अभी नहीं, अब इसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, तो you have given the topics. If you have given the topics, that means you have read them, you have understood them, and you are ready to answer questions on those particular topics. So it should not happen कि आपने टॉपिक के नाम तो बता दिए, कोविड एंड इजराइल वॉर एंड यूक्रेन वॉर एंड इंडियन इलेक्शंस लाइक दैट, बट जब क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं कि ओके नेम एनी 5 cities where intense war has occurred in Ukraine, sir, I don't know. What is the river which passes through the war zone in Ukraine? I don't know. Which is the sea which is south of Ukraine? I don't know. So that means you have just heard the headings and you are saying it. आप in depth नहीं गए हो. So therefore, understand this, that you must prepare few topics, as I said, up to 5 topics minimum, and prepare some notes. कुछ चीजें आपको इन डेप्थ पढ़ो, सब कुछ मिलेगा आपको गूगल सर्च के अंदर. टॉपिक पहचान लो कि हम ये इन 5 मिनट हम बताएंगे. अब इट शुड नॉट बी अ वेरी लोकलाइज्ड इवेंट कि आपके डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर या आपके शहर के अंदर कुछ हुआ है. You know, your topics which you are selecting, it should be at least at the national level. हम पूछ भी रहे हैं और आप अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल की बात कर रहे हो, तो ऐसा नहीं करो. So again, it is your maturity will be questioned कि आप सुनते नहीं हो ठीक से. The second way of asking is कि some interviewing officer, what they do, they throw 5 questions at you. Okay, what do you know about this? 5 मैंने बताया, but which topics? अब आप, so it's a luck factor. Either you prepared for those topics or you're not prepared for those topics. So in the first instant, you are telling me the topic, and if you are telling me the topic, then you better be prepared. In the second topic, what is expected is that have you been regularly keeping yourself updated with the current affairs or not? Then only you can answer, or otherwise it will be a luck factor. Okay, like that. After this will be your question on your self-assessment. Now, in the psychology test also, there will be called a SD, that is a self-description. That is a very longest answer, but here it is a self-assessment that every individual has got certain positives in his or her personality, and there are areas where one needs to, or feels that he or she needs to improve upon. What are these in you? You should be able to tell about at least 4 to 5 positives, backed by examples. अभी ये मैंने बता दिया, उसके बाद हम क्रॉस क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे तो आपसे सोच लो कि क्या बताऊं. ठीक है. So backed by examples that you are saying this, how do you say this? How can you say like this? What makes you say this? Okay. And then 1 or 2 areas where you need to improve upon. Okay. So areas you need to improve upon, up your shortcomings बोलो उसको, या shortcomings और या areas to improve upon बोलो, जैसे भी पूछा जाएगा आपने वो बताना है कि किन एरियाज में आप और इम्प्रूव करना चाहते हो. Whether is your time management, anger issues, patience, your verbal or written expression, your handwriting. Handwriting is very, very childlike answer, so avoid it as far as possible. ठीक है? So all such things, but wherever you say that these are the areas where you feel that you need to improve upon, then it should be immediately be followed by a second sentence that what are you doing about it? If you're aware that this is your shortcoming, whether your time management or your anger issues, then what have you doing about it? Whether you started meditation or you have started writing your schedule on daily basis and sticking to it, तो आप किस तरीके से अपने को ठीक करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो? Okay, like that. Then after this will be the service and the branch which you are wanting to join. Okay, तो उसके अंदर आपने जितना भी तैयारी कर सकते हो, more the better. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to answer each and every questions, but if you want to get more marks, you should be very well prepared. If you feel that पास होना है, तो फिर ठीक है, थोड़ा सा पता कर लो जितना याद रख सकते हो. But whatever you read about the particular service and branch, you should understand also कि जो पढ़ रहे हो क्या है. अगर कोई डाउट आ रहा है तो वो आप पूछो किसी से, कोई भी आर्म फोर्सेस ऑफिसर से या बड़ों से भी पूछो, बता पाएंगे ये क्या करता है, इसका माने क्या होता है. अगर कोई आर्म फोर्सेस ऑफिसर, आर्म फोर्सेस का ऑफिसर है आपकी फैमिली में या आजू बाजू जहाँ रह रहे हो, तो उनसे जाके पूछो, सब बता देंगे. ओके, सो अभी इसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन आएगा कि ओके, इफ यू आर नॉट सिलेक्टेड देन व्हाट विल हैपन. So immediately you should not jump. Sir, if I am not selected, then I am working for giving my JE, then I will clear that and I will do my IIT. अगर पहले सेंटेंस में अगर बोल दिया आपने, तो मतलब कि ये तो ऐसे ही अंडी फंडी काम के लिए बस तुम चले आए हो बिना सोचे समझे. You are not interested in armed forces. So if you mean business, the more tactful answer is that, sir, then I'll go back and if I am not recommended, first of all, ये बोलना है कि I feel doing well and I will clear this SSB. If not for any chance, then I'll reassess myself, work harder and come back. वो भी जोड़ लेगा, no, all your chances are over, then what? So then you should give out your second option. Everybody should have a second option, fallback action option. Okay, so like that. After this is over, then comes your last chance you'll be given. That I have asked you so many questions. Is there anything which you would like to clarify or ask, or something you would like to tell which we have not discussed so far? So then, if you have something up your sleeve which you felt that ये हमने discuss नहीं हुआ है, तो आप पूछ लो, बता दो उसको, ठीक है? And that's the end of the interview. Any questions in the complete lesson? Yeah. Atul.
Yes, sir. I have a question that what to tell about areas of improvement upon that I am working upon it or in which I am weak.
हाँ, कौन बताएगा इसका आंसर? कोई बताने के लिए राइट है? Anybody who wants to take on this question? जो ले टेक हुआ है, मैं समझूंगा कि उसने अच्छे से समझ लिया इस बात को, मैंने अच्छे से ठीक से बताया. या ओके, शिवांग.
So, good evening, sir, first of all. So, the areas I would like to improve, sir, I would like to improve my communication skills. And also, sir, I would like to improve that in morning I have sometimes did not woke up early. So for that, I have improving by making more alarms, 2 to 3 alarms, and recently I have been waking up at 5. So I think these areas I need to improve.
या सो आपने खुद ही बता रहे हो कि किस चीज में आप फील करते हो. यू आर फीलिंग, आई एम नॉट फीलिंग. So you are asking me, but you should be telling that which is the area which you are wanting to improve upon, and then whatever you are feeling, आप उसको क्योंकि जानते हो कि ये तुम में कमी है, तो आप उस चीज के लिए क्या कर रहे हो. ठीक है ना. दिस इज ऑल व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. तो अब आप क्वेश्चन मेरे से पूछ रहे हो तो वो नहीं चलेगा, मैं नहीं बताऊंगा. आपने खुद सोचना है कि कौन सा एरिया में आप कमजोर हो या इंप्रूव करना चाहते हो और क्या कर रहे हो उसके लिए. क्लियर अतुल? ओके, दीपांशु.
Hello,
याद बोलो.
sir. I have a question from the CIQ2, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, I am not a regular student of the college. So, in what way should I tell the assessor?
What do you mean by not a regular? Are you
Sir.
doing from Open University?
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
I
तो
do not.
बोलो. तो बोलो ना कि I am presently I am studying in so and so class and doing it from an Open University or whatever.
Sir, it will not impact negatively, sir.
हमें मतलब नहीं है आप कहाँ से पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, कैसे पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, as long as you are going to answer my questions. जो भी आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो वो चलती का नाम गाड़ी वाला काम नहीं कर रहे हो. यू आर स्टडिंग फॉर इफेक्टिवनेस. जो पढ़ते हो उसको समझते हो और उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने में सक्षम हो, बस मेरे को उससे मतलब है. ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ो, चाहे क्लोज यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ो, चाहे रेगुलर स्कूल से पढ़ो, चाहे गवर्नमेंट स्कूल से पढ़ो, anything is acceptable to us. But
So
if you are that I have studied this subject and this is a topic which I like, then you be ready to answer questions on that topic.
Another one question. If I do not tell more shortcomings to assessor, what will happen?
What? Say again. What will you not tell?
Sir, less amount of the shortcomings. I mean, I will say 1 or 2 shortcomings. It will some.
तो हम तो बोल ही रहे हैं कि 1 या 2 ही बनानी है. हम कब बोल रहे हैं कि 5 बताओ. मैं ही बोल रहा हूँ कि 1 या 2 ही बतानी है बस.
Okay, sir.
तो फिर तुमने सो गए थे बीच में मतलब. क्या कुणाल?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Then, sir, my question is regarding CIQ3. It's that we'll be mentioning our reading habits. Let's say I mention it that I read newspaper daily. Then in TV watching, I again mention the newspaper that news channels that I watch the news channels and the panels and debates and all. Then internet usage, I mention it that I go with the current affairs and all the general awareness things, the latest thing trending, let's say on Twitter or Reddit or anything, any other apps. So would it not be too much general awareness oriented and nothing about entertainment or anything? Should I mention it?
तुम्हारा एक मिनट अभी तुम्हारा एम क्या है, मकसद क्या है लाइफ में? अभी तुम्हारा तो ये आ रहे हो तो एसएसबी के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हो ना?
Yes, sir.
So why shouldn't you be devoting your whole heart and soul into it? जब एग्जाम नजदीक में आता है, जब मैथ्स का एग्जाम है तो मैथ्स ही तो पढ़ोगे पूरा का पूरा, कुछ फिजिक्स पढ़ना
Yes,
शुरू
sir.
कर दोगे?
No, sir.
बस यही वाला है. ठीक है.
Okay, sir. And one more question, sir.
Yeah.
It's regarding CIQ2, sir. Could you please elaborate the problem solving thing? I just couldn't help. Means what is the problem solving thing? As in,
मैं बता
I
तो
am
दिया,
solving the
फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम्स. अगर पैसों की कमी हो जाती है कभी बीच में, मैं बोर्डिंग में हूँ, पेरेंट्स गिव मी 10,000 रुपीज बट आई टेंड टू स्पेंड मोर, ऐसे करके. ठीक है ना?
So it's the family problems that I am solving, right? Not the problems that I have and I'm sharing it with my family, with someone in my family.
No, you are sharing with your, किसी से मांगोगे ना तो whom do you share? You will share with your elder brother or your father.
Okay, sir.
So like that. The question is very clear. ठीक है? Yeah, Annim Goyal.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, what if they ask like, what regiment do you want to join? But I haven't actually decided. So what should I answer?
तो बेटर डिसाइड। अभी आप एनडीए के लिए दे रहे हो तो शायद पूछें शायद ना पूछें, और अगर आपने लिखा है कि ब्रांच लिखी है तभी पूछेंगे, नहीं तो सिर्फ सर्विस के बारे में पूछेंगे, ठीक है।
ओके सर।
एनडीए में सिर्फ सर्विस के बारे में ही पूछेंगे, अगर अंटिल आप बिकॉज यू नो समथिंग अबाउट आर्मर्ड और ये एयरफोर्स और स्पेशल फोर्सेस आपने लिख दिया तो पूछेंगे नॉर्मली। नॉर्मली सम मे आस्क,
ओके सर।
especially when we will ask, when if I want to give you more marks, तुम बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो इंटरव्यू में, और if I want to give you more marks then I will ask you some टेढ़ा मेढ़ा क्वेश्चंस कि whether let me see कि बता पाते हो नहीं बता पाते हो, ठीक है।
Yes, I was actually asked this question in my TES interview. That's why.
या क्या महक?
Yes, sir. So my question is that how to get a good hold over current affair topics.
करंट अफेयर्स टॉपिक तो रेजी डेली की डेली पर फ्रंट पेज पढ़ो ना न्यूज़पेपर का, नहीं तो ई ई न्यूज़पेपर आता है, ई न्यूज़पेपर को सब्सक्राइब कर दो फॉर 1 मंथ। जब भी तुम्हारा एसएसबी डेट आ गई है तो उसके 1 मंथ बिफोर से पढ़ना शुरू कर दो, सब पता चल जाएगा। एटलीस्ट आई एम सेइंग एटलीस्ट, अदरवाइज स्टार्ट रीडिंग फ्रॉम नाउ।
Yes, sir.
Okay, now last two questions before I start with my second class. Shivang Chauhan.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question was related to the notorious thing which I've done to the friend. So, sir, मतलब सर कितनी notorious thing हम बता सकते हैं?
Just one second, just one, एक मिनट। क्या करा? Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the question? Last one.
So, sir, I was talking about
Yeah.
my question was about the notorious thing done
Yes.
with the friend.
Hmm.
So, sir,
So again, see, everybody we will not ask you, ठीक है ना? Depending on how the interviews flow and how you are answering and your body language, ये शरारती बच्चा लगता है, इसको पूछो, ठीक है? So, so like that, ठीक? तो हम भी हर एक क्वेश्चन हर एक से नहीं पूछते हैं, हमारा टाइम उतना ही है 40 मिनट्स, अब उसके अंदर so it is not necessary that you have to know, but yeah, if you have done notorious, अब तुमने करा होगा पक्का, तभी तुम्हारे दिमाग में खुजली हो रही कि पूछें ये क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। सो हम आप पूछेंगे तुमसे, okay, what notorious thing have you done, when how many times you bunked in your class 11th, how often did you bunk, once a week or once a month, ऐसे ऐसे करके पूछूंगा, ठीक है। how many in the name of going to school you have gone for watching movies, yes, करा है ना? चलो अभी
सर
बस बात खत्म।
मूवीज तो नहीं देखी।
अच्छा जो भी है बंद हो गया। ओके अभी राघव बस हो गया खत्म, बस ऑल ओवर। चलो लास्ट, ओके राघव पूछो।
I wanted to ask, as he said, the notorious things, of what gravity can we tell? For example, one time by mistake, accidentally I burnt my neighbor's roof in Diwali.
हाँ तो एक्सीडेंटली हो गया ना, अब तुमने तुमने द मोमेंट यू हैव सेड ऑलरेडी एक्सीडेंटली, तो एक्सीडेंटली हो गया तो हम मानेंगे, हम आपको काउंटर नहीं बोलेंगे। तो बट वी विल आस्क यू व्हाट प्रिकॉशंस यू शुड हैव टेकन व्हिच यू डिड नॉट टेक, ठीक है। कि अब हम क्या पूछ रहे हैं कि जो गलती हो गई तो हो गई, लेकिन उससे कुछ सीखा कि नहीं सीखा।
ओके सर।
बात समझ में आ गई?
जी सर।
ओके okay, now 1 minute closure and then we start the, chalo 2 minutes, all those who want to go around the corner, then we start the class, second class. Okay. Now today I will cover the psychology test, and then let me see that I'll be able to also be thereafter I'll be covering the WAT test. WAT test जो है अगर थोड़ा पार्ट रह जाएगा तो फिर I'll cover also rest of the thing I'll cover tomorrow. But I hope I will be able to complete. But questions I will take tomorrow on WAT. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the psychology test. Now what are the psychology test? इंटरव्यू तो हो गया जो आप बोल रहे हो. अब ये साइकोलॉजी टेस्ट इसको बोलते हैं मानसिकता. आपकी मानसिकता कैसी है? Now this is a very very complex thing, and nobody is able to know absolutely everything about this psychology of a human being because it's so complex. हमारा जो ब्रेन है उसके बारे में सिर्फ जो डॉक्टर्स बोलते हैं जस्ट अबाउट 3 to 5% ही पता कर पाए हैं. बाकी वो क्या करता है, कैसे सोचता है, कब क्या कर बैठता है, पता नहीं चलता. ओके, सो दिस साइकोलॉजी टेस्ट रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड चेकिंग द पॉजिटिव कंसिस्टेंसी ऑफ अ कैंडिडेट्स परसेप्शन. ये बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. आर्म फोर्सेस के लिए आ रहे हो जहां पे हाफ ग्लास फुली देखना है, हाफ ग्लास एम्प्टी नहीं देखना है. जब भी कोई सिचुएशन आपके सामने प्रेजेंट होती है, सो देयरफॉर दैट पॉजिटिव कितना पॉजिटिविटी आपके दिमाग में कितनी जनरेट होती है कि नहीं होती है. Okay, now this perception of yours is so much based on your heredity and the environment in which you have grown. अब हेरिडिटी तो ठीक है कि आपके पेरेंट्स हो गए, आपके सिबलिंग्स हो गए, और जहां भी आप रहते हो, जिस घर में रहते हो, जिस इलाके में रहते हो, वहां से एक संबंधित ऑलरेडी हो गया है. However, the environment is so much also there to influence your perceptions. और आजकल का जो वातावरण है वो इतना नेगेटिव हो रखा है कि जब आप देखो लोगों को तो हमेशा नेगेटिव ही बातें करते रहते हैं. न्यूज़पेपर देखो, टीवी खोलो, हर जगह जो है कोई किसी को मार रहा है, कोई एक्सीडेंट कर रहा है, कोई कुछ हो रहा है. एज ऑल्सो द नेचुरल एनवायरमेंट विच इज देयर. कहीं पे तूफान आ रहा है, कहीं पे बहुत ज्यादा हीट हो रही है, कहाँ पे कोई फैमिन आ रहा है, कहीं पे बाढ़ आ रही है, एंड ऑफ द नेचर विच इज एक्सट्रीम. पहले नहीं इतना हो रहा था लेकिन अब बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है. तो ऐसे तरीके से, एंड स्पेशली इफ इट हैज हैपेंड वेरी क्लोज टू वेयर वी स्टे एंड we have been affected, the close ones have been affected, then the effect of that on our perception is much more. I mean, it is very hard to describe, but certainly it leaves, incident happens and it leaves a everlasting impression on our mind. But at the same time, that impression is there, that is fine, but has it affected the positivity of our thought process or not? If it is affected, then to what degree? So all of this is what is being seen through the means of this psychology test. In a world filled with negativity, it is important to see the effect of same in a candidate. As a leader has to abide by certain rules and regulations. तो वो अगर नेगेटिव सोचेगा तो वो सारा फुट हो जाएगा मामला. ठीक है. So therefore every individual naturally reveals only ये भी बात है कि कोई भी कैंडिडेट है जो वो कॉन्शियसली कर रहा है उससे सिर्फ 10% of his psychology is you are able to, or we are able to find out, and 90% is there in latent in you. Not even you are not realizing कि आपके अंदर जो मानसिकता बनी हुई है वो किस प्रकार की बनी हुई है, until we administer you this साइकोलॉजी टेस्ट. तब वो चीजें जो है उजागर होती हैं. और इसलिए जो ये प्रोजेक्टिव टेक्निक्स जो है आर्म फोर्सेस के अंदर वो आपके ऊपर एडमिनिस्टर की जाती है. दे आर वेरी साइंटिफिक वे ऑफ टीचिंग. इट इज नॉट ओनली डन इन दी आर्म फोर्सेस, बट वेर एवर दी साइकोलॉजी पार्ट किसी की चेक करनी होती है तो ये टेस्ट भी उनके ऊपर लागू हो जाता है. So projective tests are a means to check out that invisible perception of a person. So these are and now also I'll be telling you that what are these projective tests. These are a means. Okay, now these are a means for a purpose. So what I am talking about is that these are conducted to get the candidates tell indirectly about what their perceptions are. Now the three tests which are there, thematic appreciation, जिसमें कि आपको फोटो दिखाई जाएगी और उसके ऊपर आपको कैरेक्टर्स को एज्यूम करना है कि क्या कौन कौन से कैरेक्टर्स आप दर्शाना चाहते हो और बैकग्राउंड तो दे रखी है, ठीक है. सो दिस टेस्ट यू आर आंसरिंग एट अ सबकॉन्शियस लेवल. देन देयर इज अ सिचुएशन रिएक्शन टेस्ट, जिसके अंदर सिचुएशन दे रखी है और आपसे रिएक्शन मांगा जा रहा है. दिस पर्टिकुलर टेस्ट, सिंस द सिचुएशन इज प्रेजेंटेड टू यू, अब आप उसमें लेफ्ट राइट नहीं जा सकते हो, तो यू आर आंसरिंग देम इन योर कॉन्शियस एट अ कॉन्शियस लेवल. और जो वर्ड एसोसिएशन टेस्ट है वो बिटवीन द सबकॉन्शियस एंड योर कॉन्शियस लेवल यू आर आंसरिंग देम. Okay, because so many words, they are so simple, and there are some difficult which are pretty difficult, and then you have to think about कि क्या लिखना है इसके बारे में. Now, since these tests are to judge your inner feelings, including the painful and traumatic ones, your thoughts and reactions in the candidate's subconscious mind, that is what we are looking at. Understand that these tests are not a test of English language. So आप अपने उसके अंदर इंग्लिश के वाक्य बड़े बड़े confusing words यूज नहीं करना है. You have to simply understand कि ये आपकी मानसिकता को जानने के लिए टेस्ट दिया जा रहा है. So accordingly you should frame your sentence, simple sentences. Complicated words का इस्तेमाल ना ही करो, क्योंकि आप उसका जो मीनिंग सोच रहे हो अगर वो कुछ और निकल गया तो what you are writing on paper, the psychologist will take it as a totally different meaning. Okay, understand this also, that the psychologist never get to see the candidate, nor the candidate knows who his or her psychologist is. Therefore जो खेल खेला जा रहा है वो blind में चल रहा है. So your personality, whether you are a very smart person or a very good looking person, does not matter. So all these things, the sympathy factor is totally out. Now psychologist is also given a copy of your PIQ. So whatever he knows about you is through the means of that PIQ form, whatever data you have filled कि तुमने जिंदगी में क्या क्या करा है, like that. Okay, no questions are being asked to you. Just that much is that theoretical knowledge about you is available to the psychologist. So, and अब जो आप लिख देते हो तो साइकोलॉजिस्ट वो ज्यादा नहीं देखता कि आपके अंदर वो 15 क्वालिटीज हैं कि नहीं है. साइकोलॉजिस्ट विल चेक दोज थिंग्स व्हिच आई टोल्ड यू, दे शुड बी एब्सेंट इन यू. तो पूरे आंसर में वही डिटेक्ट करता रहेगा विद द माइक्रोस्कोप की इसके अंदर ये कमी है, इसके अंदर यहाँ से ये कमी निकल रही है, ये कमी निकल रही है. तो अगर 3-4 जगह वो आंसर आ रहा है कि ये कमी यहाँ भी आई, ये कमी यहाँ भी आई, ये कमी यहाँ भी आई, इधर भी आ रही है, तो वो उसको कंबाइन करके बोलता है कि इस कमी में क्वेश्चन मार्क लगा देगा कि दिस शॉर्ट कमिंग इज बीइंग नोटिस्ड इन दिस कैंडिडेट कंसिस्टेंटली. So he needs to be question mark करके आपको वो छोड़ेगा. Okay, so therefore they generate these questions in their mind, and when it comes to conference, if there is a doubt in their mind, then they will get the questions being asked on those particular qualities. अगर जो पक्का उनके दिमाग में हो गया कि नहीं ये तो है ही नेगेटिव, तो आपको वो पास नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. So I mean, no hard feelings like that. It is just that your psychology is not fit for being selected as leader of men in the armed forces. क्योंकि वो एक तरीका का चाहिए which is a very stressful conditions are there in the armed forces, and your mind makeup is not made to undertake those stressful conditions. You get affected by it. Okay, कोई भी आपने क्योंकि traumatic जो experiences आपके थे उससे आपका जो मन प्रभाव हुआ है अब उससे वो उजागर नहीं हो पा रहा है, इसलिए वो दर्शा रहा है कि आप स्ट्रेसफुल कंडीशन के लेने लायक नहीं हो. सो नो हार्ड फीलिंग्स, यू आर मेड फॉर समथिंग एल्स. सो लाइक दैट. ओके, एंड योर परसेप्शंस आर मेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द 5 senses which you use, that what you have seen, what you have heard, what you have touched, what you have tasted, what you have smelled. Okay, so all these senses put together, they make your perception stronger and stronger for a particular thing. So like that it goes, and you are only knowing of what is there in your within you. Sometimes it is very latent. You are not aware in the डे टू डे लाइफ, बिकॉज सब खुशी से चल रही है ये सारी कहानी, लेकिन जब बीच में आपको ट्रिगर होता है तो वो उजागर होंगी. Now the people who matters in your life, obviously the people with whom you have spent your younger days very closely interconnected. तो obviously parents are the closest. तो सबसे ज्यादा आपके पेरेंट्स का व्यवहार, उनका आपके प्रति प्यार या गुस्सा या whatever, it will definitely affect you. फिर उसके बाद आ जाते हैं सिबलिंग्स. जब आप स्कूल भी नहीं जाते हो वो आपके साथ हैं. खास तौर से the age gap between you and the siblings is pretty less, 1 or 2 years. So obviously you have spent time. Even before you started making friends, they are the ones who are there very close to you and you are spending time with each other. तो इसीलिए जब हम siblings पूछते हैं तो मैं तो actually हमेशा पूछता हूँ what is the age difference between you and your siblings. Okay. Then अगर grandparents आपके साथ रह रहे हैं तो अगेन दे आर वेरी अटैच्ड टू देयर ग्रैंडचिल्ड्रन. सो उनका भी प्रभाव आपके ऊपर काफी पड़ रहा है. तो हम उसको ओनली वी टेक इनटू कॉग्निजेंस ओनली व्हेन द ग्रैंडपेरेंट्स आर स्टेइंग विद यू. इफ दे आर स्टेइंग इन समवेयर एल्स देन नॉट. वंस यू रीच द स्कूल, सो आपके जो टीचर्स हैं खास तौर से जो लोअर क्लासेस में, and thereafter as you get into the adolescence age, you remember all your teachers. नर्सरी केजी में कौन था आप याद रखो ना रखो, बट उनका इफेक्ट तो आता है. बट yes, once you are adolescents, then you remember the teachers and what all they meant to you, or and how they behave with you in a very lovable way, or they were very harsh with you. That each event you are remembering it, and all of it is affecting your psychology. And most important are the friends, because friends के साथ आप भागते हो, दौड़ते हो, खेलते हो, पढ़ाई तो साथ में कर रहे हो, ठीक है, but that interaction on the play field is the one which you gets you friend bonding very very close knit. और वो किस प्रकार के आपने अपने दोस्त बनाए हैं कि जो फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग है, पॉजिटिव लुकिंग है, या कुछ खुराफाती करते रहते हैं और गलत काम भी करते जाते हैं बीच में, खास तौर से व्हेन यू आर इन योर 9th 10th 11th 12th. सो उनका इफेक्ट आपके ऊपर कैसा पड़ता है. ओके, सो these are the people, and in addition as it comes in the interview, the friends in the neighborhood, उनके साथ आप क्या क्या एक्टिविटी करते हो. तो ये सब जो है they all influence your personality, and that is why even in the interview you are being asked and cross questioned about the life which or how you view them, how they view you, all of that is being asked. Now in all the test, मेरा ये guidance है आप लोगों को, in all the test, so avoid reflecting your stress, your anxieties, your depressive moods like that. Be natural, spontaneous and non-conditional. ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है. लेकिन जब वो इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस आंसर करने पड़ते हैं इन लिमिटेड टाइम में, तो इसका ध्यान उड़ जाता है और हम क्या करते हैं, जल्दी आंसर लिखने में लग जाते हैं. तो वो जब उड़ जाता है तो इसीलिए इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. 60 वर्ड्स का सेंटेंस बनाओ, 60 SRTs का. तो शुरू के तो आप किसी राह पे चल रहे हो, अच्छे सही राह पे चल रहे हो. बाय द टाइम यू आर रीचिंग 25th एंड बियॉन्ड, देयर आफ्टर बच्चे पे निर्भर है कि 25th की 35th के बाद या 45th के बाद, तब तक जो है आपका स्ट्रेस starts taking over, the stress of the test, and then your inner feelings और उजागर होना शुरू हो जाती हैं. So obviously Somebody who is very consistent in giving his or her answers, very good. जिसका कंसिस्टेंसी थोड़ा सा डगमगाने लगा तो उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन मार्क लगना शुरू हो जाते हैं. Now therefore willy nilly आपके दिमाग में क्या चलना चाहिए कि what kind of personality you should be reflecting in your answers. आप ये मैं बोल तो रहा हूं, ये ऐसे करके नहीं होगा. यस, थोड़ी बहुत प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो थोड़ा सा आपको लगेगा कि हाँ ऐसे चलना है, ऐसे चलना है, ठीक है. बट 180 डिग्री अपोजिट हो जाओगे तो इम्पॉसिबल, बिकॉज लेटेंटली तो अंदर कुछ जो है वो है, ठीक है. सो योर एटीट्यूड टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड हैव एम्पैथी, ठीक है, कि रिस्पॉन्सिबल बिहेवियर एंड एम्पैथी फैक्टर आपके अंदर बिल्ट इन होना चाहिए. एम्पैथी इज टू पुट योरसेल्फ इन अदर शूज एंड फील दैट and see that how you feel. Okay, that honesty वाला, honesty, integrity, loyalty, हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के प्रति, जिसके लिए भी आप काम करते हो उसके प्रति, चाहे घर में हो चाहे स्कूल में हो, like that you should be cooperative and collaborative. मतलब मुट्ठी बन के रहना, ये नहीं कि सब अलग अलग दिशा में जाने की कोशिश करो कि हम अलग चलते हैं तुम अलग जाओ. Then you should be selfless and goal oriented rather than being selfish. Selfless एक है वर्ड और दूसरा है selfish. So selfish नहीं होना है, selfless रहना है. Then your ethics and values. So which you have learned at home and in school, what is right and what is wrong. Understand the meaning and understand what is right and what is good, and not take it in the wrong way कि अरे ये कौन सा गांधी, महात्मा गांधी बन गया, ऐसे करके नहीं. Actually what it means and what it gives in the long run in your life, that what matters. So you practice it in your daily life, and that is what will stand you in good stead. And work towards the organization, not I, me and myself. That should not be your attitude in life. Okay, now जब आपको ये TAT मिलेगा या SRT आएंगी या WAT आएगा, तो एक वर्ड मैं बार बार रिपीट करूंगा जो कहते हैं इसको 360 डिग्री थॉट प्रोसेस. मैं जहां भी बोलूंगा 360 डिग्री थॉट प्रोसेस, तो उसके लिए मतलब मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूं अभी वो उसको बारे में समझाऊंगा. सिंपल मीनिंग इज दैट क्वालिटी मैटर्स ऑफ योर आंसर्स. एंड हाउ वुड यू शो द क्वालिटी? You will be able to show quality अगर वो हर जो आप क्वेश्चन आंसर कर रहे हो, all of them are related to different aspects of your life. Is somewhere they are related to education, somewhere they are related to sports, games, adventure activities, somewhere they are related to some of your planning and organizing skills. जैसे कि स्कूल में कुछ मिल गया, फेट वेट ऑर्गेनाइज करना या कोई प्रोजेक्ट है, ऐसे करके. समवेयर दे आर रिलेटेड टू सम सोशल कॉज, दैट इज आपके पास, आप जहाँ रहते हो उसके पास में वीकर सेक्शंस है, उनके बच्चों को पढ़ाना या ऐसे ऐसे कुछ कराना, ठीक है. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, अगेन इट मे बी रिलेटेड टू small area. It is not you are talking of district and state level and national level. It is at small level. Okay, and then you are talking of something which is in your capability, related to natural disasters. Okay, so and we are not talking that when you are studying. Okay, we are talking that when you become a leader of men, if you have to become a leader of men, then you should have a thought process कि ऐसे अगर natural disaster है तो आप as a normal person, how can you lend help? And that help can also be like carrying the news to the relevant authority to get the things done. वो ये भी इसके अंदर आता है, तो वो समझना चाहिए. Okay, promoting people-centric schemes. Now there are so many things which are there, which are happening nationally, and so many things have been led. Something like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Okay, Jan Dhan Yojana and all such things. So propagating it at your level, कि आपके साथ आपके संदर्भ में जो भी all those people who come in contact with you and who are not educated, to tell them the advantage of these things. Since you are educated, and if you read the benefits of these schemes, and if you are able to propagate them, very good. So these also you can bring them in your answers somewhere, not everywhere, but one or places like that. Then training of weaker section, this I have covered previously also, and countering any enemy or opponent. Opponent as in the games, that when you are playing a match, then your what activity you will take place so that you win, not by illegal means, but by legal means. Okay, by technique, by being systematic and practice like that, and countering the enemy. Obviously, you are wanting to join the armed forces, which are meant to defend the nation from the enemy. Then you have, from your past experiences, whatever you have read in the newspaper, so many wars are happening and all actions keeps taking place at a national level also against Pakistan or against China. So keeping those in views, that what can be done to counter the enemy. So all those actions. So ये सारे मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ अलग अलग चीजें, तो these are the 360 degrees what I am meaning whenever I say this. Okay, and then it should be a doable actions. So whatever actions you want to put across, it should be pitched at your level. I have insisted on this, like saying that you are a class now, say studying in class 12th or just entering into graduation. So at this stage, when you are 17 or 18 or 19, so at this stage, what all you are capable of? You are capable of initiating the steps, and you are capable of dialing the number, informing the police, informing the authorities to tell that something is going wrong and help, send help, ask help. Or raising an alarm says some thief has come into your society, raising that alarm and getting others' attention to chase those thief out or to apprehend them. So इस प्रकार के आपका जो पॉजिटिव है कि हम तो बच्चे हैं, हम तो क्या करेंगे, अगर एक वो तरीका सोचने का और एक है हम क्या कर सकते हैं और कर रहे हैं. सो इफ यू आर ऑफ दिस टाइप दैट हम कुछ कर सकते हैं, कर सकने के लायक है और हम कर रहे हैं, वेरी गुड. और अगर वो क्वेश्चन करोगे मैंने क्या, मेरा तो इसमें रोल ही नहीं है, वो तो चौकीदार देखेगा. ओके, सो देन दैट मीन्स यू आर लेड बैक पर्सन, यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टाइप, सो आप घर जाओ. ओके, एंड yeah, so all of this is what will be related in your answers, that yes, you have that positivity in you or not. Okay, so like this it will go. Now basically there are certain things which you must avoid. अगर आप उसको बहुत ज्यादा हो जाए, अब ये मैं बता तो रहा हूं, इट्स नॉट सो इजी बिकॉज अगेंस्ट यू आर रनिंग अगेंस्ट टाइम, बट इसको अगर आप मन में रखोगे थोड़ा बहुत तो असर तो जरूर पड़ेगा. ठीक है, तो ऑब्वियसली एज अ नॉर्मल पर्सन आल्सो यू नो दीज थिंग्स, बट वो दिमाग में अगर उसको रिपीट नहीं करते हैं, रिवाइज नहीं करते हैं, तो वो दिमाग से निकल जाती है कि ओह मेरा काम ये सही है, ये वाला करना चाहिए, ये नहीं करना चाहिए. ओके, सो फर्स्टली यूजिंग वर्ड्स विद नेगेटिविटी और सोशली अनएक्सेप्टेबल ट्रेट्स. ओके, अब वो कौन कौन से हैं वो बताऊंगा मैं. जो नेगेटिव और सोशली अनएक्सेप्टेबल वाले जो चीजें हैं, पता है कि ये गलत है, लेकिन आपने फिर भी वैसे लिख दिया तो गलत हो रहा है, अपने आप ही खुद ही गलत कर रहे हो. योर ऑनेस्टी, लॉयल्टी एंड इंटीग्रिटी टूवर्ड्स द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट rather than looking at I, me and myself, ki what, how I will get appreciation. So never ever be showcase that you were appreciated. अभी वो TAT में आ गया कि हीरो ने ये काम कर दिया, आफ्टर दैट लास्ट सेंटेंस क्या बच्चे लोग लिख देते हैं कि and he was appreciated for the, he or she was appreciated for the same. अरे उसका जब काम ही था तो उसमें अप्रिशिएशन करने की बात ही क्या है. तो उसमें साइकोलॉजिस्ट क्या बोलेगा कि he is a एप्रिसिएशन सीकर, ही और शी इज अ एप्रिसिएशन सीकर। तो इसलिए जो है एक आध जगह लिख दिया चलो ठीक है, बट इफ यू राइट 2, 3, 4 स्टोरीज के अंदर कि उसको शाबाशी मिली, उसको अवार्ड मिला, ऐसे करके लिखोगे तो ये नतीजा वो निकाल के रख देगा आपको साइकोलॉजिस्ट। तो बी अवेयर ऑफ दिस। ओके, nowhere, I'm not saying it's banned, but avoid use of such words which I'm going to list out. Use of the words from your side. अभी वो क्वेश्चन के अंदर अगर है मौजूद तो आपको तो यूज करना ही पड़ेगा उसको, लेकिन अपनी तरफ से जब सेंटेंसेस बना रहे हो या आप सिचुएशन का रिएक्शन लिख रहे हो या थीमेटिक एप्रिसिएशन में स्टोरी बना रहे हो, तो जो मैं अभी ये वर्ड बता रहा हूं जहां तक हो सके अवॉइड करना है। डिसऑनेस्टी, स्टीलिंग, सुसाइड, ड्रग्स, ट्रेचरी, फियर, स्ट्रेस, एंजाइटी, procrastinations, laziness, okay, then इस प्रकार से आपको अवॉइड करते रहना है। सो यू मस्ट ट्राई टू अवॉइड रिप्रेसिव फीलिंग्स कि अरे ये मेरे साथ क्या हो गया, ये क्यों हो गया, ऐसे करके अपने को बहुत ही वो कहना चाहिए कि अरे बेचारा बेचारा वाला एक्शन अपने को नहीं दिखाना है कैरेक्टर। Okay. Now, conduct of the psychological test. There are 4 tests basically, as I said on the introduction, that thematic appreciation test, in short called the TAT, the situation reaction test, in short called the SRT, the word association test called the WAT, and then the self-description test or the SG test. For psychology test, you will be given a answer booklet, which are about 16 pages. In this booklet only, you have to answer all your reactions or answers, whatever they call. Okay, specific pages have been marked for each test. तो उसी में ही आंसर करना है. So, and obviously, since the time is limited, do not try to कि एक आंसर लंबा लिखते जाओ at the cost of missing out some other test. Okay. In any case, the space also is not available for something like TAT. अगर वो 100 to 120 words में लिखना है तो that is equivalent to half a page. ठीक है. So then वो half page ही आपको दिया हुआ है for writing the story. तो इस प्रकार से आपको सोच के चलना भी है. Before every test, the psychologist will brief you कि क्या करना है और उसको ठीक से सुनना है और वैसे ही आपने अमल करना है. हालांकि मैं यहाँ बता रहा हूँ, लेकिन वहां भी जो बताया जाएगा उसको हाँ उस सर ने बता दिया वो ठीक है, हमें पता है, पता नहीं है. वहां सुनो ठीक से कि वो क्या बोला जा रहा है. एंड बिकॉज सम थिंग्स मे हैव स्लिप्ड फ्रॉम योर माइंड एंड इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू लिसन केयरफुली व्हाट इज बीइंग टोल्ड टू यू. ओके, नाउ एवरीवेयर यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू, वो हर जगह ये ब्रीफिंग में तो बताया जाएगा कि राइट योर फर्स्ट थॉट्स. इस सबसे पहला ख्याल क्या आता है, अभी ये साइंटिफिक वाली चीज है कि सबसे पहले ख्याल में ही आपका जो रिएक्शन है वो नेचुरल है, बाकी उसके बाद वो आपका टॉट या गाइडेड वाला रिएक्शन बन जाता है. तो वो ठीक है एक तरह से, लेकिन अब ये भी मालूम है कि अगर पूरा नेचुरल रहेगा तो जिस प्रकार से आजकल का एनवायरनमेंट है तो सारे के सारे बच्चे ही फेल हो जाएंगे. ओके, सो देयरफॉर दिस गाइडेंस इज लिटिल इज नेसेसिटी आल्सो, एंड देयरफॉर यू मस्ट फॉलो दिस. एट द सेम टाइम व्हाट यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड इज, लिखना शुरू किया और उसको काट दिया, फिर दोबारा लिखना शुरू किया, पहली बात तो आपका पास टाइम हो जाएगा, तो कंप्लीट करना ना के बराबर हो जाएगा, इफ नॉट नामुमकिन. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, द मोमेंट यू आर डूइंग कटिंग, कुछ लिख रहे थे और फिर कुछ और लिखना शुरू कर दिया, तो इट इज अ क्लियर इंडिकेशन टू द साइकोलॉजिस्ट दैट यू आर राइटिंग योर सेकेंड थॉट. अब आप डिसाइड कर लो कि सोचना है फिर लिख देना है. डू नॉट स्टार्ट कटिंग, तो एक तो इनकम्प्लीट रह जाएगा, उसका माने कुछ और ही निकाल लेगा साइकोलॉजिस्ट, और इन एनी केस द साइकोलॉजिस्ट इज टेकिंग इट टू बी योर सेकंड थॉट, नॉट योर फर्स्ट थॉट. ओके, ऑल टेस्ट आर अगेंस्ट टाइम, ये तो मैंने बता ही दिया. एक मिनट. Now, all tests are against time. So assess the time which I will be telling you for each test and then going ahead. Make grammatically correct and small sentences of just 4 to 8 words each. चाहे वो वर्ड एसोसिएशन में आए, चाहे वो सिचुएशन रिएक्शन में है. सिचुएशन रिएक्शन में अगर आपका रिएक्शन लंबा हो रहा है तो आपने सेंटेंसेस को कॉमा कॉमा करके जोड़ देना है, ना कि वो ही विल करके और आप अपना सेंटेंस को लॉन्ग करते जा रहे हो, ही विल और शी विल करके. नाउ सेंटेंस शुड बी रिलेटेड टू सम सोशली एक्सेप्टेबल डुएबल थिंग. वो अपने को सुपर मैन सुपर वुमेन नहीं बनाना है. ऑलवेज फोकस ऑन पॉजिटिव थॉट्स. वो नेगेटिव थॉट आ रहा है तो उसको आउट करना है. डू नॉट मेक चाइल्डिश सेंटेंसेस. ओके, चाइल्डिश मतलब कि वो बिल्कुल बचकाना वाला आंसर नहीं लिखना है कि जो बच्चे जैसे सोचते हैं. एंड यू मस्ट practice a little bit, then only you will get into the correct mechanics, and also that you will be able to answer the test properly. Okay, now इसमें ये मैंने बताया है ये इनिशियल, ताकि आपको क्लियर हो जाए कि आपकी सोच और आज से जो आप जिंदगी जी रहे हो, जब तक वो एसएसबी है तो वो उसी प्रकार से हर काम जो करो, ये गलत नहीं है, ये सही है. तो जो सही राह जो सब आपके टीचर्स आपके पेरेंट्स बताते रहते हैं या बड़े बताते रहते हैं, उस राह पे चलना है, ना कि गलत रास्ते पे. तो अपने आप ही वो आपके एक्शन में आ जाएगा और आप उसी प्रकार से आंसर भी लिखते रहोगे. अब इसके अंदर ये जो मैंने बताया, इसको just you absorb it. There are no questions to be asked in this. Just absorb them, that this is what it should be like. Okay. Okay. Okay, आपके जो क्वेश्चंस थे इतने सारे थे उसमें, I have to limit the questions now.
No, it's not over. I think sir left the meeting accidentally.
Yes, yes.
Sir, your mic
Your
is
mic
off.
isn't
Sir, your
on, sir.
mic is mute.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I will be covering. Sorry, I said WAT, not WAT, TAT. ठीक है. I will be covering TAT. So I will take the lessons and I will just note down your questions. I will be taking tomorrow because मेरा गला जो है सूख रहा है अभी ज्यादा. Okay. Now coming to the thematic appreciation test or the TAT. Now आपको हमने स्टेज 1 में वो बताया था कि how you perceive the picture and how you write the story. ठीक है. So just keep that at the back of the mind. Now what I am telling you, so many things will be similar to it, but here you have to be more specific because अब ये मेन टेस्ट आ रहा है. ठीक है. उसके अंदर कुछ चीजें एक्सेप्टेबल थी, चल जाएगा, बट यहाँ पे you have to be, because the pictures are clearer and you have to be very specific and to the point where you have what you have to write. So firstly, what is thematic appreciation test? So TAT is the backbone of the psychology test and it is attempted at the subconscious level. क्यों? क्योंकि आपको बैकग्राउंड तो चलो ठीक है, उसके अंदर जो कैरेक्टर्स जो दिखा तो रखे हैं, लेकिन यू हैव टू अप्रिशिएट दैट हु द मेन कैरेक्टर विल बी एंड आप उसको सोचोगे कि उससे क्या काम करवाएं, कौन सा लीडरशिप वाला. तो पूरा आपका अंदर से जो सबकॉन्शियस से निकल के आएगा कि अच्छा चलो इसको ये काम कराते हैं, तो वो आप उसे काम कराओगे. एंड देन obviously what has led to the situation, what is happening in the picture, and then what is going to be the most likely outcome. That most likely outcome will be generated from within you कि आपके thought के अंदर क्या चल रहा है. तो all of it will be coming out at the conscious level. So it is a projective test, that is no doubt, that along with the SRT and WAT, and here the candidates are shown picture and then asked to write stories. ओके. सो आपको पिक्चर दिखाई जाएगी और कैसे दिखाई जाएगी. द पिक्चर जो दिखाई जाएगी वो नॉर्मली जो है वो क्लियर रहेंगी, बट सम ऑफ देम वन ऑड मे बी अ लिटिल हेजी. सो जहां हेजी पिक्चर आएगा तो आपको लीवे दिया जा रहा है कि आप उस कैरेक्टर से क्या काम कराना चाह रहे हो. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज अ टेस्ट ऑफ स्पॉन्टेनियस इमेजिनेशन. कि आपको पिक्चर दिखाई, आपने सोचा कि ये सिनेरियो है, ये कैरेक्टर्स हैं और हम ये कहानी लिखेंगे. क्योंकि टाइम इतना कम है, सिर्फ 30 सेकेंड्स टू वॉच द पिक्चर एंड देयर आफ्टर ओनली 4 मिनट्स टू राइट द स्टोरी. और स्टोरी भी आपकी 100 to 120 वर्ड्स होनी चाहिए, ना कि सिर्फ 50 वर्ड्स की. तो क्योंकि then it will be totally incomplete storyline. So therefore you have to be a little quick in thinking of what you want to make. Obviously, if you have practiced a little and you have some themes up in your mind, then you will be able to write the stories pretty quickly. Otherwise, a little difficult. And this test allows the candidates to project their feelings onto a character and then make that character do some things which are worthwhile, which are to be, which means something constructive, and obviously they have to be doable. Remember, there is no right or wrong story. Everybody is correct, but it is different shades of gray. कि कौन better story है, कौन normal story है, and obviously some candidates go to the extreme case of writing something which is not doable. So वो as it is वो ख्याली पुलाव fantasy story हो जाएंगी, तो वो उसमें कुछ नंबर आपको नहीं मिलेगा. Now understand that there will be 12 sets of slides and these pictures will be shown to you one after the other. Out of these 12, 11 are actually the pictures and the 11th one is a blank slide. These pictures will be shown to you for 30 seconds. In that 30 seconds, you have to see what is the background, who are the characters involved, give them उनका जो रोल है, you have to assimilate कि ये इसको हम ये बनाएंगे. Obviously that role is totally dependent on that what the background is being shown to you. Now ये जो है इसके बाद 30 सेकेंड के बाद आपने अपना श्योर शॉट कर लिया कि ये करना है. Now unlike the SRT, there is no small box in which you will earmark where the characters are located. Nothing of that sort. Straight away you can write the heading of your story and then start to write the story. however, that guidance remains that first you must write the storyline and then you must give the headings that you will be clear in your mind ki ye this is a better title to the story. Okay, so you should go like this. Now, this 30 seconds of picture watching and 4 minutes of writing, these 12 sets of pictures including the blank one, it is back to back, बीच में कोई गैप नहीं है. सो आपको कोई टाइम नहीं मिलेगा कि रिवाइज कर लें या कुछ सेंटेंस ऐड कर लें बाद में, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ओके, सो बैक टू बैक चला जा रहा है और आखिर में जैसे ही 4 मिनट खत्म होंगे लास्ट पिक्चर 12 पिक्चर के बाद पेंस डाउन हो जाएगा. सो देयरफॉर व्हाटएवर यू आर राइटिंग यू मस्ट इंश्योर, बी अवेयर दैट ये 4 मिनट में इतना ही लिखना है तो इतना ही लिखना है. तो बी वेरी दैट प्रैक्टिस में ही आपको श्योर हो जाना है कि हमें इतना लिखूंगा. 100 to 120 वर्ड्स ट्रांसलेट इनटू अबाउट 15 to 18 sentences of 6 to 8 words each or 4 to 8 words each. ओके, आप उससे ज्यादा निकलने की कोशिश करोगे या कि ये भी लिख देता हूँ ये भी लिख देता हूँ, तो लिखते लिखते वो आपकी स्टोरी फिर फिनिश नहीं आएगी. और फिनिश अगर क्लीन कट फिनिश नहीं आ रहा है तो ऑब्वियसली इट विल बी लेफ्ट फ्लैट इज इनकम्प्लीट. मौका नहीं मिलेगा बाद में आपको उसको कंप्लीट करने के लिए. नाउ इन द स्टोरी all the major aspects should be covered and they should your start of the story of what the main character is doing, that is in the answering the third question. It should be step by step, not exactly step by step. Like if you are climbing a ladder, तो आप दो steps एक साथ चढ़ सकते हो. So similarly you can skip minor steps in between, but जो major steps आपकी story line में है वो cover हो जाने चाहिए. इसका समझो मीनिंग मैं क्या बता रहा हूं कि बीच में जो माइनर स्टेप्स हैं उसको भी नहीं लिखो. उसको लिखने की नहीं भी लिखोगे तो ज्यादा इफेक्ट आपका स्टोरी लाइन जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. ओके, सो यू शुड बी एबल टू ओनली फिल्टर आउट द मेजर स्टेप्स टू मेक अप योर स्टोरी एंड राइट देम ओनली. तो ये जो 50 to 70 वर्ड्स में बता रहा हूं लास्ट के अंदर जो लिखना है, तो योर अबाउट 6 to 8 सेंटेंसेस जो लिखना है इसमें समझाने के लिए व्हाट द मेन कैरेक्टर इज गोइंग टू अचीव, तो वो ही इस मेजर चीजों को लिखने से आपको पूरी स्टोरी बन जाएगी. ओके, नाउ नीड इज टू क्रिएट अ स्टोरी एंड नॉट डिस्क्राइब द पिक्चर. कुछ बच्चे जो हैं, कुछ कैंडिडेट्स, दे स्टार्ट डिस्क्राइबिंग द पिक्चर कि इसके अंदर वो कोने में ये खड़ा हुआ है, वो ये खड़ा हुआ है. ये नहीं करना. आपने उसके अंदर एक स्टोरी वो बनानी है जिसमें कि कुछ क्रिया, समथिंग इज बीइंग डन एंड अचीव्ड. सो दैट्स व्हाट योर एम शुड बी, टू मेक दैट मेन कैरेक्टर डू समथिंग. दैट लीडरशिप स्किल्स शुड कम आउट टू द फोर. ओके, नाउ some things which are basics to TAT, that observe the picture properly. Story should be related to the picture and nothing else. अपनी मन मनाई पिक्चर जो पहले से आप याद करके आए हो वो लिखना शुरू नहीं कर देना. There are candidates who are doing it, they do not pass. Okay, do not focus on writing beautiful stories and fantabulous English. Understand this is a test of psychology, so relate it to whatever is being told to you, and you should be aiming to create, to use creative skills and power of expression to display your OLQs. Okay, do not write a romantic story, not required. So जो मैंने 360 डिग्री की बात करी थी, उन चीजों से, उन थीम से रिलेटेड आपको अपनी स्टोरी बनाने की कोशिश करनी है. Okay, we are looking in you officer-like qualities. So therefore, again, कुछ ऐसे काम नहीं करवाना उस मेन कैरेक्टर से जो कि नॉर्मल रास्ते में चलता फिरता आदमी भी कर सकता है. Something a little more intricate and a more complex something which you should be able to make the character डू। ओके, ऑल पिक्चर्स में, हर एक पिक्चर में एक ही थीम को पकड़ के नहीं रखना है, तो इसीलिए मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी थीम्स बताती है 360 डिग्री के अंदर। सो चूज डिफरेंट डिफरेंट थीम्स पिक्चर के मुताबिक, पिक्चर को तो मुताबिक रखना ही है, बट अलग अलग थीम्स को ले जाकर उस पर स्टोरी बनानी है, ना कि एक सी पिक्चर बतानी है। ओके, नाउ sometimes the picture do not depict any problems whatsoever, so happy situation दिख रही है, something like they some 3-4 boys are there or girls are there who are playing and they are all smiling and happy, ठीक है। बाकी बैकग्राउंड जो है वो एक मैदान का है या स्पोर्ट फील्ड का है, ठीक। So as such there is no problem. Now in your storyline do not introduce a problem फिर उसको सॉल्व कराते बैठे रहो। तो नेगेटिविटी कहीं पे पहले इंट्रोड्यूस करो और फिर उसको हटाने की कोशिश करो, तो ये उल्टी राह पर कहीं पे भी नहीं चलने लगना। जो अगर पॉजिटिव पिक्चर है ही तो उसको और पॉजिटिव की दिशा में ले जाना है कि कुछ और कार्य बताना है, प्लानिंग या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कुछ कराना है, और जिसमें से आगे चल के जो है कुछ चीज अच्छी हुई फॉर द सोसाइटी, तो उस प्रकार से एंड अप करना है, ना कि पहले उनसे वो कुछ गलत काम हो गया था, अब वो ठीक कराया उन्होंने पहले एंड नाउ दे आर एंजॉयिंग द लाइफ। तो ऐसे नेगेटिव साइड में नहीं चलना है, इसका ख्याल रहे हमेशा। ओके, नाउ द मेन कैरेक्टर, नाउ द मेन कैरेक्टर जो है उसको पास गुड ह्यूमन वैल्यूज हमेशा रखने हैं, वर्क्स विद इन द रिसोर्सेज एंड द टाइम अवेलेबल, जो रिक्वायरमेंट है बेसिकली, ठीक है। हु इज नॉट अ अटेंशन सीकर और wants to be appreciated for doing any work, believes in teamwork rather than doing things independently। जहां जहां पे वो ये नहीं कि सिर्फ उसको दिखाना है कि ये कर रहा है, उसको पूरी जो टीम उसके साथ पीछे, अगर वो डॉक्टर आप दिखा रहे हो तो उसका जो हॉस्पिटल के अंदर काम कर रहा है उस टीम को लेकर चल रहा है टू ensure that the hospital gets a good name and always works towards the interest of the organization, ना कि वो अपने लिए ही सोच रहा है कि हमारे लिए यो सब कब शाबाशी मिलेगी। ओके, should not be under confident, always show that the person is confident, that is one of the most important thing, and also does not give up halfway through। जब एक कोई काम उठाया है तो उसने वो पूरा करा है, ना कि उसको आधे रास्ते छोड़ दिया है। अभी कई पिक्चरों में आप देखोगे कि सिर्फ एक कैरेक्टर दिखाया हुआ है, वो भी नेगेटिव मूड में, या बहुत दुखी स्टेट में वो बैठा हुआ है या बैठी हुई है, या वो रो रहा है रो रही है, ऐसे करके, नंबर 1। या नंबर 2 में इफ यू आर अ मेल and in the picture there are all females, or vice versa, that you are a female candidate and there are all males in the character। okay, या जो कैरेक्टर उसमें दिखा रखा है, जैसे कि कोई ओनली वन मैन और वन लेडी हु इज रनिंग विथ अ पर्स और सम चेन, और उसको हाथ में दिखाया हुआ है कि और दौड़ते हुए पोज के अंदर, देयर इज नो सेकंड कैरेक्टर। नाउ ऐसे पिक्चरों में अगर वो आ जाती हैं, so then you may introduce a second character who will be of your age, of your nature, positive looking, of your gender। तो ऐसे करके आप एक एडिशनल कैरेक्टर करके और उसी को आप मेन कैरेक्टर बनाकर उसके ऊपर आप स्टोरी बना सकते हो। ओके, सो therefore introduce a character only under such conditions when there is no character of your gender, of your near about age, or the character does not meet the qualities which you have, or the character shown in the picture is doing something wrong, तो आप एक additional character introduce कर सकते हो. Okay. Now, when you write the story, as I have been saying, that you must ensure that कि स्टोरी ने आपकी पर्सनैलिटी को हाईलाइट करना है. And therefore, the first thing which has already been told to you is that you have to basically answer those three questions. What has led to the situation? या क्या प्रॉब्लम है उस पिक्चर की, उस एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर. What is happening in the picture? अभी क्या हो रहा है पिक्चर के अंदर. And what is going to be the most likely outcome, or what is going to be the solution to the problem. So इन तीन चीजों को मद्देनजर रखते हुए आपको स्टोरी बनानी है. इसका डिटेल जो मैंने पहले भी बताया था, अभी पहले भी बता रहा था, वैसे ही लिखना है कि आंसर टू फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज जस्ट अबाउट 15 to 25 वर्ड्स, द आंसर टू सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज बिटवीन 15 to 25 वर्ड्स, and the answer to the third question is about 50 to 70 words. It is here that the entire crux and the doable action by the main character is what will assess that how your story is. पहले दो जो क्वेश्चंस का आंसर दे रहे हो, वहां पे सिर्फ आपका परसेप्शन निकल के आ रहा है कि, और थीम निकल के आ रही है कि किस राह पे आप चल पड़े हो. ओके, सो remember that all these storylines can be correct and logical if woven around together in the most constructive way. SSS will look at the story to see the signs on the candidate's hidden personality traits. Understand that. Remember the positive themes on which the story can be made. So I have already told you so many themes. Just pick out those themes. Correlate first. I mean, without correlating, it doesn't make sense. So therefore, you must see the picture and then make your story. Now, don't try to remember the story what you have practiced. जो पिक्चर दिखाई जाएगी, या मैं आपको काफी सारी पिक्चर दूंगा, भेजूंगा आपके पास इसमें व्हाट्सएप मैसेज में, ठीक है. तो there are many of them. Understand this, that there are so many pictures which are similar kind. ठीक, तो वहां पे अगर आप सोचते हो कि आपने जो पिक्चर प्रैक्टिस करी थी वो उसमें वहां फिट हो रही है, ठीक है, उसी थीम को आप लिखो. जो एक्शन भी करा रहे हो आप वो लिख सकते हो, लेकिन इंश्योर दैट देयर इज a little change ki some that are instead of 2 characters there are 4 characters, or the background has changed, then accordingly you should twist your story around to fit the picture which is actually being shown. थीम वहां से उठा सकते हो जो ऑलरेडी प्रैक्टिस करी है, लेकिन यहाँ पे जो है आपने फिट करना है जो अभी पिक्चर दिखाई जा रही है. मतलब जबरदस्ती डू नॉट ट्राई टू फिट इन अ राउंड केक इनटू अ स्क्वायर होल, वो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. जबरदस्ती फिट करने की कोशिश नहीं करना. ओके, सो द 360 डिग्री जो मैंने बताया था उसको हमेशा इंश्योर करते रहना है, एंड दैट विल लीड टू द better way of answering. So what you have to, how you can improve your story writing thing is that practice looking at any picture. आप अपने घर में खिड़की के सामने खड़े हुए हो, and just look inside your home and then just turn your head outside, and whatever comes in front of you, it is one picture has been created. In your mind you must think कि अब इसके ऊपर whoever the characters are उस पे आप अपनी स्टोरी बना लो. आप रास्ते में कहीं जा रहे हो, just stop, close your eyes, open it, the first few characters who are coming in front of you with the background which is there, and that is a scenario. So think in your mind कि ऐसे scenario अगर आ जाएगा तो आप पिक्चर क्या स्टोरी बनाओगे. तो like that you don't have to keep writing and practicing. You can also believe in the seeing and imagining and then making the stories in your mind itself. Okay. Now अब ये सब तो इमेजिनेशन वाला लिखा है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ आपने थोड़ी बहुत तो प्रैक्टिस करनी है. एटलीस्ट प्रैक्टिस ट्राई राइटिंग एटलीस्ट 5 to 10 स्टोरीज. तो वो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि इतने मिनट, और टाइम वे में लिखोगे तो आपको पता भी चल जाएगा कि मैं इतना लिख पा रहा हूँ, एंड दिस इज द लेंथ ऑफ द स्टोरी. इसी के अंदर हमें कौन कौन से सेंटेंस, अब ये दो तरीके से हैं. आप या तो कोई पिक्चर देखकर एक दिन, इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग इट इन 4 minutes, यू टेक 15 minutes, यू राइट योर कंप्लीट स्टोरी, एक पेज की. ठीक है. Then you see that which are the sentences which are cut out, can be cut out, sorry, and without changing the net results of the storyline. अब वो कर करके आपने कर लिया कि now these many sentences are left and this is fit to be fitted in the half a page. This is what is required in the TAT test. कि कुछ सेंटेंसेस जो कि ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, या उनके विदाउट राइटिंग देम द स्टोरीज मीनिंग इज कंप्लीट. दैट इज हाउ यू हैव टू राइट एंड फिनिश योर स्टोरी लाइन. ओके, सो ये जो है इस प्रकार से हम बताना चाहते थे. एंड नाउ आई विल बी सेंडिंग यू many pictures in your WAT. I would request all of you to practice them. Okay, and yeah, keep sending to me on my mobile number, अपना नाम लिखकर. ठीक है. तो my mobile number, I hope you have, everybody is having, no, everybody can note down 962 962774488. ठीक है, simple to 962774488. So that is the phone number where whoever writes a story, and you should send me at least 2 stories to be judged or checked, and then I will be able to tell you that yes, you are on the right lines or you need to improve upon. Okay. Now, जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं उसको आप रिजर्व करके रखो, एंड टुमारो व्हेन वी टॉक we will first clarify these questions and then switch over. I want to tell you, all of you also, that on Sunday there will be no classes. We'll Saturday tomorrow we will have classes on Saturday, and then thereafter it will be on Monday. ठीक है. So and tomorrow's class will be WAT and SRT. So these 2 classes will be there. So before I start WAT and SRTs, I will be clarifying the doubts on TAT. So वो लिख लेना, because now my throat is off. Okay. One odd question जिसके दिमाग में बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, तो वो अभी एक क्वेश्चन I'll answer. Anybody? First question. Okay. Yeah, Ayushi.
So I want to ask that what are the points that are to be taken into consideration while writing a story in blank slide?
Oh. बैकग्राउंड नॉइज को सप्रेस करो पहले.
So I want to ask what are the points that are to be taken into consideration while writing a story on blank slide?
Yeah. So your storyline should be from your known experience, either your own experience or from your somebody who is known to you. तो वो आप उसको मध्य नजर रखते हुए कि व्हाट वाज द बैकग्राउंड लाइक, और उसने क्या करा जिंदगी में, और वैसे कर सकते हो. ठीक है. It can be something related to education or sports or some event which has been organized by you. So whether you want to take it for the organizing level, organizing and planning level, or you want to showcase some initiative taking place or something related to some stamina showcase that the main character has a lot of stamina and courage and all that. So which aspect of his personality you are wanting to highlight and accordingly write it. ठीक है. Now obviously something which you are knowing, वो नहीं हो सकता कि आप कुछ पता ही नहीं उसके बारे में ऐसा है. तो इसलिए अपने एक्सपीरियंस से या अपने मे बी योर सिबलिंग्स, योर क्लोज फ्रेंड्स या अपने पेरेंट्स के कोई जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो नंबर 1. नंबर 2, ऑल्सो दिस पिक्चर कैन नॉट बी आउट ऑफ द टोटल कॉन्टेक्स्ट. पहली 11 जो स्टोरी लिखी है वो एक लय में चल रही थी और उस लीडर को आपने से यहाँ पे इस लेवल पे रखा. Suddenly in that blank story you are making the character do something out of the box thing. Okay, so जो doable things आप करा रहे थे character में in the first 11 pictures, on the same lines you should make the main character do so in the blank picture too. So here is what I want to say, that pre-prepare तो होना है जो blank picture है, but try to subtly keep a little leeway that you can change it subtly to match your previous picture stories also. Okay, fine. So we end up today's class and thank you, and we'll meet today. Thank you for the thumbs up.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, bye bye.
Jai Hind, sir.
Yeah.
Jai Hind, sir.